That's the only thing I'm thinking about. I'm restraining myself from.
Not default. Use Razor Siren. There we go. So, what? We can do a quick recap. And since it's been so long, essentially, y'all were fighting bandits in the beginning. And then,
we fight gods.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. So the story, basically, y'all were kind of like taking out bandit. You helped out the city of Port Fortune. And upon coming back, one of the member of their Council of Five, the Fortunate Five, basically asked your help to investigate some stuff going down at the docks, like just some stuff had been going missing. Y'all go and investigate. Turns out that it's like the Jagged Knife Bandits that are kind of like behind it. You also find some other information possibly connecting them to a larger group, I would say. And so with that, y'all did a couple more things, and then you were about to, you went to one of their camps, found evidence of them like summoning demons and stuff like that. Then you brought that information back to Emeris, and she essentially was like, okay, well, I'm gonna send y'all to Keylong. They have a history of these, like, like demonology, I guess you could say. Like, they have studies of this kind of stuff. You can go, maybe we can try to figure out a way to, like, build some kind of, like, some sort of countermeasure, because they were worried about a larger move, based on a note that y'all had retrieved. And essentially what happened was, while you were still in Port Fortune, they attacked and let demons loose on the city. Y'all fought them in like the town square, but the majority of the damage was done like at the docks, which also made it where you couldn't just travel to Keylong by boat. So you began your journey, had a bunch of stuff happen in between. Az even died one time. You did have more demonic encounters along your route to get to Keylong. And while you were on Thistlebridge, due to a lucky level up and, like Tuglow having a teleport spell, y'all finally were just like, you know what? We're just going to Keylong. You poofed to Keylong, got to meet Tuglow's family, check out her house, check out the city. There was points in your explorings of the city where you felt like maybe you were being watched. You did recover a piece of evidence as to maybe who could have been watching you. You were able to identify it, not necessarily like who purchased it, but the dye, the color of it. The maker of the garment said that, it more than likely is tied to this certain family, the Windlasses, who is like an advisor to the king. And then other important things would be relevant to like playing now is y'all got to get your armor in a couple days, like we already talked about. And then Tuglow is kind of been initiated into the Order of the White Sun. On the recommendation of her mother. But I think we left off what had happened. I should have watched the end of the last one, because I watched the whole first half of it. What did you? Was it like? So, y'all help me out. What happened?
I'm pretty sure. When we had came back, wasn't that the time where, on our way back, I was walking with my mom.
That's what I was thinking.
And I was like, "Yo, I think someone's like watching us." And she was like, "It's cool, just keep going as normal."
Mm-hmm.
And then we made it back to the house, and then she brought up the guards.
Right. And it was like that was evening time, correct?
Right, correct.
Okay.
Then we went on and tried to go after it. Evaded us. Gathered a piece of fabric that led us to.
Well, that was all before.
That was beforehand.
That was all before.
That was beforehand.
Yeah. But this is what we. I mean, you ask. I mean, you were telling about the fact that we were being followed. That was at that moment, right?
Well, there were several times where like y'all, because like when you, Samlin, and Tuglow were all out, y'all were being followed, and then Tuglow and Rodessa were followed. You know, they thought they were being followed too, and that's where it kind of leads up to where we stopped, which was like around dinner time of that night. Because I think your mom, it was like she came in, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get changed, whatever."
Right.
And so then we, leveled up, and y'all got your cool stuff. Let's see here. So, is there anything y'all are doing in the downtime before dinner?
I was working on figuring out the whole exploding bullet thing.
Okay.
And I had a question mark out of a question mark, which means that it was up to you to decide the
how long it would take.
How long it would take me. Yeah.
Do a duality roll, whatever, an action roll, however you'd like to call it, using finesse. As this is a form of tinkering.
Finesse.
I think you have good finesse.
I have
should be up at the top.
About our right finesse. Oh yeah.
You can just click the finesse and it'll roll it with finesse.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you get?
I was just figuring out if I just wanted to figure out if I wanted to spend the hope, but I don't want to.
Okay.
14 with fear.
So, Mark. So this is how we're going to do this. It's not going to cost a lot of points for you to finally figure it out. Like, I'm going to say 5. But the DC is high because it is a kind of intricate thing. And so basically the way I see it is like when you're failing, you are like completing a prototype and maybe testing it. And then like you're like, okay, this fails. I'm one step closer to knowing what it's not. So you only gain 1 point of progress out of the 5.
Sounds good.
And just in general for the future, you're going to have to roll over a 20 for it to be a success. But if you like succeed with hope, that's like 3 points or something towards it. And if you crit, I think it's 4. So technically you could crit on the next one and like you got lucky and you figured it out. After one failed attempt, boom, I figured it out. Of course.
How could I be so naive?
Right. So it's going to be hard, but technically you could fail 4 times, and on the 5th time you're going to figure it out.
Sounds good.
Because it's a trial and error. There's only so many. You're like, all right, bro. The dude at the armory told me make a little hollow ball with some stuff inside or whatever, you know, like whatever you decide is how you figure it out, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, Samlin was just chilling around doing nothing. All right, so Tuglow, you're back. Is there anything you wanted to do before dinner?
For dinner?
Yep.
No. I don't think there was anything that I needed to take care of or do. Cause like we're not doing like a long rest or nothing, so
No.
as far as I'm concerned, I'm big chilling.
Right. All right, so dinner time comes. Tinkersley, you know, provides a what kind of key-long meal are we having tonight, Tuglow?
Just some seafood. You know, it was a good market. It was good on sale, a lot of good quality,
Mm-hmm.
and so Tinkerly decided to pick us up some a seafood feast tonight.
Nice, nice. So Tinkerly has prepared an array of fish and shellfish and things like that.
Right.
With the rice, of course.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
as is a staple in Keelong, they're known for their rice.
Hallelujah.
But yeah, with that you have a good meal. Your father still hasn't made it home. And then you hear a knock at the door. Which I don't know. You'd have to tell me where in relation the door is to like y'all's dining hall. You know. Like in your mind, is it like close by, far away? You know, just wondering.
Right. So like the front door would be, or to get to the dining hall, like you have the big staircase, like when you open the front door, you have the
Right.
staircase, but on the bottom right hand side,
Uh-huh.
like if you follow this like little corridor down,
Mm-hmm.
then it'll lead you into
Like
the
the dining area.
the dining area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could hear the knock at the door. Tinkerly kind of, you know, gets up and he's like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on that. And he goes, and a few moments pass and he returns, and behind him, if you would like to describe to us what Ifera looks like.
Oh man. I was not prepared. I don't know. I don't.
Well, yeah, you do. Come on, you got it. Look here, hold on. I'll give you.
Because she was a demon girl, right? Like
she's
or
a
whatever
demon girl,
like,
right?
the demon like race. I don't know
hold
what
on.
it's called.
Their ancestries.
Ancestry, yeah.
Because I think they've changed it a couple times. Inferis. Those of Inferis ancestry are humanoids who possess sharp canines, pointed ears, and horns that come in a variety of styles. They are descendants of demons. So look up tiefling in Google and get some inspiration. Tiefling. Look at a couple pics.
Jesus.
Yeah, there should be some cool tiefling pictures.
Hey, god damn.
Well, hold on, bro. Don't be looking at those. Hold up. But use some inspiration from that, you know. Like, what color is her skin? Like, is she blue? Is she red? Is she green? You know, and you can also, if you want to, like, think about it, like, the colors play into what kind of demon they're descended from, actually. Like, if she's red, that'd be like a demon of wrath. If she's like, you know, I don't know, you know. And it could also have no bearing on anything. You could just pick a color.
So when I think of Ifera, I think of like her skin color would be like a light purple. Her clothing would be the same color as like my family's clothing, since we kind of almost like sponsored her, or like kind of vouched for her,
Right.
if you will.
Yes.
Um, I don't see her wearing anything like extremely like bulky or heavy. If anything, she wears more of like robes that are fitting to her body. Not anything like in a sexual way, but it's more of a comfortable thing. Um, she wouldn't have any sleeves on her like chest piece, I guess.
No sleeves. Yep.
Yeah, and then on the back, like she would have a robe or not a robe, a hood, so that way if she needs to, keep low or keep kind of hidden, she can.
So almost like monk attire.
Yeah,
It's kind of like what it
almost.
sounds like, like kind of like sleeveless, like robe maybe.
Because she's also kind of quick and cunning, but it's not to where she still wants the mobility. So if she gets into any kind of danger or if she needs to
Right.
go somewhere on a hurry, she doesn't have these long flowy
Right.
clothes slowing her down.
Cool. So you see a purple-skinned and Ferris standing before you. And as she comes in, there's like a look on her face, and she sees you, and her face kind of lights up, and she's like, "Oh, Tuglow, oh my gosh, it's so great to see you." And you see she kind of looks more around the room, and kind of clocks your companions, and make an instinct roll for me.
That's what I thought you were gonna do too. I could feel it.
We'll call it a reaction roll, so no hope or fear.
16.
16. You notice a slight change in her demeanor, and it could just be simply from seeing strangers in your house. But you do notice a change in her demeanor. As she sees them, she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize y'all had guests. I just got back and I just wanted to drop in and say hi and well, Tuglow, wow, it's great to see you again. How have you been?"
It's been a long and arduous journey, but I've been well. My companions and my friends are accompanying me as we embark on this quest. And if you've just come home, then please make yourself give yourself a seat and eat this dinner with us. It's fresh, good seafood.
Oh, I appreciate it, but I should probably get going. I have some other stuff to take care of before tomorrow, for the council. But I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, and it was good to see you. I'll be seeing y'all around. And she kind of turns around and hurriedly makes her way to the door and leaves.
To the door of the front door, or
Yeah.
the door of the dining room?
Well, she came, like, Tinkerly brought her into the dining room,
Okay.
and she said hello, and then
Before she leaves, can I make a telepathic link with her before she leaves to like kind of
okay.
ask her something?
I mean, yeah, you can't. What does the spell say? What does the ability say?
Well, I mean, I don't know if she's already left or if
No, I mean,
she's-
if
okay.
you have the yes, you may.
Okay. So
You should assume you can, is kind of what I was
Okay.
getting at. Like, you don't have to ask me, can I do this? Just say,
Uh-huh.
before she leaves, I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Now,
okay,
if it's 10 minutes later and you were like, hey, before she left, could I have? It's a little different, but
Right. Okay. Then yeah, before she leaves, I'll open a quick link of telepathy with her, and then just tell her like, hey, I do want to speak with you. I hate to see you leave so soon. We are also going to the King's Palace tomorrow, so we will be there as well. And I'd love to maybe get some insight or, just speak with you about a plethora of things if you have time tonight. It can just be the two of us. Wherever you want, just let me know, and then we can arrange that.
She replies, and you hear, because I mean, you've known this person for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Make another instinct reaction roll for me. Actually, no. Presence. Mm-hmm. Just a reaction roll. I don't need a hope and fear.
Okay. I'm just looking real quick at some stuff if there's anything I can do.
It's an action roll, so you can't really do, or it's a reaction roll, so you can't really. Most of that stuff is like action. Okay. There is an obvious shakiness to her voice as she responds. I don't think that's possible. And then she leaves.
Wow.
Asterius.
Yes, sir.
When this person that you just met had come in the room, your rude friend Tuglow didn't even say, "Hey, meet my buddies." No, I'm just kidding. When she came in, when she scanned the room, and because you as she came in, you watched as she looked at Tuglow, and then as she clocked you and Samlin, you felt a shift. Like you sensed a shift within that person from like their aura, I guess you could say, went from being one of calm order to one of confused chaos.
When she saw the both of us?
When she saw all of you, yes. But so yeah, she leaves, and Rodessa kind of, she's like, "Oh, well, that was a little odd. Yeah, she must be busy though, so we can continue with our meal." And Tinkerly kind of sits down, and y'all continue your meal.
Man, in my head, after hearing that, I'm low key. Excuse me. I am extremely agitated as the rest of the dinner continues.
I'll be right back, just a second.
Okay.
Especially because I hit the crit, and then she gonna tell me no. What do you mean?
The crit wasn't. I was letting you do presence instead of instinct because she was trying to deceive you, and it was for basically depending on how you rolled was how she was going to respond. You can assume from me saying you sense shakiness in her voice, and the short response, right? If you would have rolled like dog shit, I would have said, she's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I have a lot of stuff I need to do. We will catch up."
Shit,
I probably would have
crazy.
done something just to let you know, the alternative timeline.
Well, so I feel like I got a really good timeline.
You learned
because it's
you gathered more information from your crit. Your crit,
right?
You got as much information as that situation would have given you.
Dude, that's kind of
What did I miss?
Nothing. We were just talking about his role.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was explaining to me if I had rolled pretty dog, how Aethera could have reacted.
Right, because he was like, "Oh, I rolled a crit and she still left," and I was like, "Well, you weren't rolling to see if she'll stay or not. It was to see how much information from your knowing of talking to people and their tone of voice and
right,
knowing whether or not something's off."
Yeah. which, you know, that obviously like triggers me very much because it's like, yo, I just came back. What's going on, you know?
Right.
Like, why is she so kind of standoffish almost? It's like there's something wrong. And that's kind of like agitated me for the rest of the dinner.
So as she left and your mom said we can go back to dinner,
Mhm.
I go, well, this one got spooked. I don't know why, but she got spooked. That's what I gathered from it. I mean, I'm not sure who she is to you, but she got spooked. Maybe because of me, because of Samlin.
Someone like looks up with
think
a
she-
mouthful of like shrimp. He's like, huh? He just goes back to eating.
Yes, Samlin. Maybe it's the way you chug on those shrimps.
Samlin, you're not
I
supposed
don't
to
think
eat
she
the
was
tail of the
expecting
shrimp.
outside company. I guess that
Someone kind of
Miss
looks
Lowe,
over and
if
he's
you
like,
want
yeah.
to have, if you want to have further insight for whatever reason, you'd rather meet that person alone.
You know, I hear as like speak, but I'm kind of like lost in my own thought, and I, you know, kind of am just like engrossed in myself, and I don't really answer him, and I just kind of keep eating.
As I would say, you definitely noticed that.
Yeah, but it's no bother.
Right. Well, say, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, and with that, you know, you finish up dinner. What are y'all doing? You have your council meeting.
The next morning, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do something to get me some hope. I need some hope pretty bad. And so I can't. I'm gonna use inspirational words on myself, and just kind of try to get myself out of this like funk after seeing Ifera, and just kind of be like, hey, like something was definitely wrong. I don't know what it is, but maybe I can, whether it be help her or, you know, kind of get to the bottom of it and just kind of give myself a little bit of faith, if you will.
So you take time to calm down,
Yeah,
and reassess the situation. And you
Right.
you're like, okay, no sense in getting frustrated. What's wrong? And so you like speak these inspirational words to yourself, and you can do whatever you need to do. You know, just hit the minus and add it to the hope.
myself too.
Trying to think. So after dinner, Samlin pulls Az to the side. He finds you wherever you may be. Or where are you, Az? Are you able to be found?
After dinner, I went outside in the inner courtyard of the house, and I
Okay.
spent some time taking in some light, sitting on a bench under a palm tree or something, just
Gotcha.
basically chilling and
It's
resting.
It's in the evening, so it's less sun, I would say. It's still a little light outside.
Oh yeah, dinner.
but
Yeah.
but,
No,
you know,
no worries.
You're enjoying the beautiful changing
I
colors
was-
of the sky.
Yeah,
as it's in this evening setting.
Lightly puffing on that pipe,
Mm.
just as a little
So Samlin comes
side
out.
indulgence.
As you're outside, kind of hanging out, Samlin comes out, and you know, he like walks in and he's like got his hands on his belly, and his belly's kind of poked out, and he's like, "Oh man, that was a good dinner." So yeah, what was with that lady that came in? What do you make of that?
Honestly, Sam, I have no idea. I just caught a glimpse of her being spooked. I think she might have expected to either see the family by itself with no outsiders. I don't really know. What do you make of it? Did you even notice it?
I was too busy eating. Like I looked up when she came in, but you know she left pretty fast, so I didn't really get a chance to like make, you know, get a read on her. You know, I can usually, you know, I'm pretty okay at checking people out, but I was checking out that shrimp, man. Them Johns was good.
Yeah, it changes from the menu that we've had so far staying at this house, at Miss Lowe's house.
It beats the shit you eat on the road.
I feel like we're living, we're living the good life right now.
Yeah,
we really ought to do something to thank the family for their hospitality.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe we can come up
at
with
least
something.
Before we leave.
Right, before we leave, maybe me and you can come up with something as like a farewell gift.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, yeah, I just wanted to rack your brain about it. I'm gonna go over here and meditate for a little while. If you need me, give me a shout.
I noticed there are some quite good-looking pebbles out there. Yeah, you might find yours.
You know me, I love pebbles.
Yeah, that's true.
Pebbles was a girl from back home. Anyway. So Samlin kind of goes off and sits down and begins to meditate, and you glance over, you know, from across because he kind of like went, we'll say if you were in the courtyard, he kind of like went up to a roof area, and you look up there and you do see like one or two little pebbles kind of floating around him. But anything else of the night? Anything else y'all need to do?
Not for me personally.
Okay. Long rest downtimes. Samlin's going to do the hope thing, and I'll actually, do you need hope?
I don't need anything, but I can help anyone.
Okay.
Yo, can I want to, like, I was looking for y'all, and then as I was like looking, I saw Samlin meditating, and you know I've meditated with him quite often, and so I want to join Samlin while he meditates.
Okay.
Especially tonight after what happened. You know, I really feel like I want some of that, you know, good meditation time.
Gotcha.
Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna imbue my my locket with one hope and regain it because of the rest.
Which locket is this?
Hope keep locket.
Keep locket. Let me just double check it.
On 5+ hope, I can spend a hope to.
It's spend one hope to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Spend one hope and imbue the locket with your bounty resolve. Yep. If you ever have 0 hope, you may use it to gain 1. Okay, that's the limitation of it. Okay. Yep, and then you can. Cool deal. So you put a hope in your locket, you regain 1 from chilling. Samlin will regain 1 so far. Tuglow, how are you getting on the roof? You may make a agility roll to climb up onto the roof, or if you have some other form of aiding.
Yes, I do actually.
And also, you could say, Samlin, help me get on the roof.
No. I just used the gecko gloves to get up on the roof because they are currently equipped.
Cool. What does it
I
say
didn't,
for those?
I didn't. It says you can climb up vertical surfaces and across ceilings.
Oh, heck yeah. So there is, yeah, I was making sure it's not like, oh, you get a bonus. Cool. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that. You make your way up to Samlin, and we both gain 2 hope.
Hell yeah.
And as you approach, Samlin, kind of opens his eyes as you go to sit down, and he's like, I noticed you, you seemed a little off-put when that lady left. You know, was, thought everything cool?
No, not really. And I don't quite know how to go about it because I've never seen her like that before. And so that's why I hope, if you don't mind, for tonight, I'd love to join you in some meditation.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, and with that, you sit there for as long as you like.
On the, sorry, I always forget it. On the inspirational words, does that get re-upped?
On a long rest? We don't do session stuff. It's all long rest.
All long rest? Okay. Damn, I should have juiced that shit all the way up. Okay, well, it's alright. I'll do that.
Which, I mean, yeah, you should have.
Yeah, I just went from 3 to 5, but yeah, I should have. Oh well.
I don't think Samlin has anything else he needs to do. Anybody else need anything else? We'll move on. No? Yes?
No. My demi-plane froze, so I can't take my stress off. Oh, there we go.
Alright, so next morning comes, you awaken. Your dad hadn't come home when by the time you went to sleep. You get up and, your mom meets y'all at breakfast, and she's like, oh, your father, he's already there again. He came home and got, like 3 hours of sleep and then went back. But after we get, we finish breakfast, we'll have a little bit of downtime, and then around noon is whenever the council will begin, and we'll head that way.
Hell yeah.
So the council begins at noon?
Yes.
Okay, so we have to go there early. Let's not get...
Right. Which, I mean, it's like early morning, 7, post-sunrise breakfast time. Y'all got time.
Yes, but with the recent events, if somebody doesn't want us to go there to ask questions that don't want to be asked, I say we move earlier than we would have.
That's fair.
But before, what I was getting at is, y'all
Before.
change your spells if you need to.
Personally, I don't. I have one spell in my vault.
Well, it's mostly for Tuglow, I think, because she got a bunch
he
of
has
different
we need
stuff.
more.
Like, all of the mage, all of the, what is it, codex? All the codex stuff, like, each thing has 3 spells on it. you know, like all of the grimoires or grimoires, however you want to say it, they all have like 2 or 3 spells, so it's like they're all very situational. Like it actually, even only just having one extra makes it harder.
Yeah,
Because it's like,
sucks.
do I take the thing with teleport? Do I take my death deceiver? Do I take my, you know, mystic tether and fireball in case shit hits the fan? Like,
yeah, and see, like the one that I'm looking at right now is like, do I take the one that has mysterious mist? Because like, in case, like, what if we do need to get away? Type shit.
pick
But
your
like,
spells. You got a second? I'll make sure Samlin's good. Do you still have Samlin's rune ward?
let me see.
Well, I mean, I'll just say Samlin got it back.
I believe that is correct.
Samlin's like, hey, let me get that back from you. If
Yeah.
somebody needs it, I can throw it over or hand it to, like, if you know.
Right. I think I gave it back to him during the time when we were on the Thistlebridge fight. I think that's where I gave it back to him. If I were
Cool.
kind of thinking about it.
Regardless, Samlin's got it back.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, do I need the tether though? Nah, yeah, I think I'll keep these spells. Yeah, I'll keep these spells.
I'm actually gonna swap rune ward for wall walk. All right. And so with that, we'll say as soon as you get done eating breakfast, under the recommendation of everybody, your mom's like, well, let me go get ready. And you know, it does take a little small amount of time, but mom gets ready, everybody's ready. You know, you try to dust off the dirt from all your clothes, you know, since you've been traveling, and make yourself look as
Brushing
presentable as
the
possible.
plated.
Right.
Yeah.
You found a fluffy rag, and you've been buffing your armor, trying to make it shiny as possible.
Yeah, I've been buffing it. All right, baby.
Oh God, no! God, no! I didn't say
as
buffing
we
the
leave-
crankshaft.
Oh,
As we leave, I do want to rally us, especially like Samlin and Az. Just because, like, to me, I feel like this is a difficult situation for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they may not be as aware of like the etiquette and the manners and all the things that could be, you know, vital for them to understand what happens in a palace, like especially like in a council meeting. So just for that purpose alone, I feel like I'm gonna rally all of us to be like, hey, like, you know, this is, you know, like, you gotta be on your best behavior. You know, you gotta make sure that we're not going too crazy, or you know, just kind of giving them the insight of what's to come, while Rhodes is getting ready.
Right.
And so with that, we all get 1d8.
Cool deal.
Y'all.
nice.
All right, so everybody's got the D8. Whoa. Lost him. Lost myself. I just realized my camera. I got you. Okay, we're cool.
All right, yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I realized my camera wasn't on Discord. Because you said that earlier, and I was like, oh, it's because my thing's closed. I was like, no, it's because it's not on. So, you make your way to the, what the hell is on the fucking, hold up.
The music, yeah, I was like wondering the same thing. I was like, what are we listening to? She was kind of silly.
Let's find something good here. Real fast. You begin to make your way to the central kind of large keep, I guess you could say, the castle in which the royal family resides. Let me double check something. No, library. Playtest. There we go. I gotta read how this works again. The fuck, stop.
Yamete.
Shit is bugging the fuck out. Okay. Tuglow, make... Who has the highest instinct between you two?
I have a +3.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tuglow, make a instinct reaction roll. Trying to beat a 17.
19.
19. As you are making your way towards the keep, you do notice out of the corner of your eye, as you kind of like lean back a little bit, like kind of turn your head to talk to Samlin, who's like, you know, down here. You're like kind of lean talking. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice a red robe far back behind. And as you notice it, walk a little bit more. As you go down to talk again, you see it again. So you notice it is keeping pace with you.
Red was the color of the cloth that we found, wasn't it?
I don't know. You don't remember? You don't remember our session from 2 months ago? Yes. It was red.
Okay.
It was like a red crimson, deep crimson color.
Damn. What do I do with this information?
You don't have to do anything. Or you can choose to react in some kind of way if you'd like.
I'm just gonna keep walking, and as we walk, just make a telepathic link to Samlin, Az, and Rodessa, and just let them all know, like, hey, we are being followed by someone with that kind of dark crimson colored robe of clothing. Like, I don't think we should make too big of a deal out of it, but just be aware that we are being followed right now.
I answer to his telepathic link. I say, "Can you make out if it's House Windless?" colors, it should be.
I do just see
If
that
you,
deep red.
well, if
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll say you caught a red tint to it. If you would like to look and see if you can clock what exactly it is, you can. That requires a roll.
I do not want to do that.
Okay. You can.
So
what you know is you don't know for sure, but I caught a red cloak out of the corner of my eye twice now. Is essentially what you know. So, I know someone is following
answer
us.
again to Tug, and I say, what I could do is wave you goodbye, like I was going some other place anyway. Take one of the side streets, wait for him to pass, and walk behind him at that point and see if his robe is damaged in any way. And so we will know that it was that person, and I can report to you via your link.
Well,
Because you don't need me for the council anyway.
but that's risky because what if, someone takes you and then we're forced to miss the council? Like, I feel like there's just too much uncertainty. And then even if it's not, like, if it is that person, they could just have, like, a different robe and it not be, messed up. It may not be torn. Even if it is that same person. And I honestly think that because we are in the palace, I feel like we would be safer there compared to kind of doing any kind of diversions and schemings right now.
All right. You do have a point, but I want to be slow. I want you to remember that we felt the same amount of security when we were within Emeris's place. And look what happened. Let's not underestimate our opponents. I will be at the ready there.
You know what? On hearing Az say that kind of like sparks something in me. And I say, okay, Az, get ready because I will take a look. And so I do want to turn and look to see if I can catch.
Are you attempting to obviously turn and see as much as possible? Or are you trying to sneakily look?
Oh wait,
where you're not noticed. You may gain more knowledge doing it one way, but the other way you may not give away that you've seen them.
I'll walk in front of you, and by accident, I'm gonna make you fall on the ground, and as you fall, you can catch a glimpse of what's going on back.
What if this is what I was thinking. I would like to have a conversation with you,
Excuse me.
and then point to a direction so both of us can see.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, so
Let's stop at this stall. I'm looking for a stall with the Are there any stalls before the palace while we're getting at it? Where they sell different, like apples or.
I would say there's
shit.
like a small kind of like uppity, because basically from where Tuglow lives to the palace, you don't have to walk through the middle or common parts of town. It's more like you're just kind of walking through more higher class areas. But there's like some hippie fruit stands and shit, like stuff like that, expensive avocados, and really nice trinkets and things like that. But it's not like an open air market. It's just like a couple of little things in like a little small garden square area. And y'all happen to be crossing through this kind of open square area at this moment. And there are several stalls that you could choose.
Okay. Isn't it custom for for when we're meeting with the high persons to bring in some kind of little gift in your nation?
Well, Not really, because he kind of has, kind of owns everything. So if you give him something and it's of low quality, you may be smacked around.
Shit, okay, insulting.
Right, but you could just be asking for your own personal self. Or like,
And we're
I mean,
steadily
we have a lot of
getting
time.
through
We went.
All right, so look,
You're about halfway
At
through
this
the
point,
market now, through the square
I'm gonna
now.
say, as
make your
I'm
play.
about to point to something, okay, and we are going to look.
Who is performing the action and who is helping? And if you want to help, it needs a hope.
I'm performing because I'm gonna point towards.
Okay. And as you
the
do, you
thing.
want to give a hope to help sell it.
Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna start engaging a conversation in loud voice with Miss Lowe, saying, "So you remember that place we went earlier, the Smith? I don't remember where it was. You really need to. I need to work on this town. It's really messing with my brain. It's so big."
Yeah, I do remember. The Smith is that way, but there's also something over here that I'd like to show you in regards to that Smith, and then that's kind of the
And so,
indicator of us.
So, as spend your hope,
Done.
Tuglow, make your presence roll. Oh, I wonder what it's going. 32.
Bro, what do you mean?
So make your presence roll with advantage. So add a d6, and then of course you've got like 17 other things you could add to it. Probably. This is a form of deception, deceiving. You're not using your status at this moment, so I think that kind of gets rid of one thing that you could use, but. Like I said earlier, you got a +5 to presence, and then you got a d6 to roll on top of that.
Right.
Potentially +11 to whatever your base roll is.
All right, let's go.
And I have
We're
my prayer
trying to
dice
beat-
that I can add whenever.
Oh,
So-
and then you got the backup too. Hold on, let me give you
and the rally die.
Yeah, I got
the rating for this. Is gonna be 18. Pretty high,
Highest.
but I think you can make it. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. All right, first off, I rolled like shit.
Nice.
Secondly, I rolled exactly an 18.
Ah.
Third, I crit.
So you didn't roll. Okay, look, this is something we got to get established because this is in the
What?
last time we played 2. I was listening
What?
to it. If you get a crit, the number value no longer matters.
I know, but I still wanted to do it for
He's like, he's like, I only rolled 2, and it's like, wait, you rolled 2? It's like, yeah. It's like the only way you can roll 2 is 2
but
ones.
it's a double one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
That's what this man. He makes it out like that
level.
every time. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
This plus this, and I rolled two 3s. It's like, bro, just say you crit so we can.
Yes, but it builds up anticipation.
Right. It's good. It's good. So, flawlessly executed. Y'all sell the performance. So much so that it actually catches this person off guard, and you get a very good look at them. While their face is still somewhat obscured, it is a crimson red robe of the same color. Like, you get a good enough look, you're like, that is the exact same color. And you are even able to, with the crit and the fact that you caught him so off guard, like you sold it so good, he didn't even realize, like, oh god, I should hide or something. You do notice a small tatter at the bottom edge of, like, kind of the front left side of his coat, of his robe. Down at the bottom, it seems where a small piece of fabric was ripped away. And as he realizes that y'all have seen, because I mean he's fairly far back, but as he realizes y'all have seen him, he immediately dips into the alley right next to him, in between two buildings.
Wait, he realizes that we saw it?
Yes.
I mean, the whole point of this exercise was to...
Okay, it's to sell it long enough to get the visual, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can, like, I can tell when you look at me. If we're in a public space and we look at each other, it's like we're making eye contact.
Right.
But I'm saying y'all were selling it so good that y'all were just like, oh, look here, and then you turn and look at him, and he was just caught so off guard that you were able to tell that is the robe, that is the person that was pursuing you, because you can even see the tattered bottom of the robe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was fire as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. That was cool as hell.
So, where y'all just... He dips into the alley. You're standing there. You're just gonna go on to the castle. What are we doing?
I think we should just go on to the castle. That guy already knows, and the last time we tried to pursue him, he was extremely quick and very slippery. And the last thing we want to do is show up either late or show up like dusty to the king's court.
Cool deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, you make your way to the council with Rodessa leading you. You enter in, and I produced an AI image. That is
Shit.
kind of like what I imagined it would
Yeah.
be. And it's essentially just like a roughly like 70-seat chamber,
Mm-hmm.
with like a center throne. There are chairs on each, like there are chairs on each side of the throne that are reserved for advisors, and then there is like a ring for all other nobles and people that are privy to these meetings.
That's kind of goated, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you come in, Rodessa is kind of like, we can sit over on this side, and kind of directs you over to one of the sides. And you take a seat, and there you wait. Is there anything you would like to do while you're waiting?
I would like to scan the room to see if I see Ifera.
Okay. Looking for Ifera is easy enough, I would say. You don't see her at the moment, as y'all are extremely early. I would say there's maybe 2 or 3 other people in here right now. But you are on the lookout for Ifera. You will know when she comes in.
I would like that.
So you're keeping a lookout for her.
Is there only one entrance to this room?
Yes. No.
Okay.
I would say no, there's not.
From what you can plainly see, yes, there is one entrance.
Okay.
If you would like to investigate further,
I'm not too worried about what there could be.
Right.
But I'm more. I want to get a glimpse of how we got into this room. Was that a corridor or?
Yeah, so like basically, you come upon the large castle keep building. It is immaculate and beautiful. It's the same kind of red and orange yellow brick hue as like the rest of the city. But it's like accented with like gold and things like that kind of go along with those colors as well. Extremely like well-worked stone, intricate carvings in a lot of places. And as you come in through like the main front door, which is kind of like almost like a common area. It's where like business is done on, like royal business is done in like if the farmer comes up and he's like, I'm here to drop off, it's like where little stuff happens. It's like a reception room almost, I guess you could say. But from there you were led down like basically you come in, large room, there's another hallway to the front. You were led down that room for quite a long way, past the throne room, which is like a more ceremonial styled room, which you only got a quick glimpse as you pass the door. You get a sense that's more for like ceremony and general like like royalty stuff. But they lead you to the back to like a smaller chamber, which is the one that you're in now, but it's basically like a straight shot from the door. So like coming in the door, you have this big main entrance, and then you've walked down this huge long hallway with a couple of other rooms, like another throne room, like a large dining hall, and then all the way at the back there is like the council chamber, which is what you're in now.
Any guards on the way?
Yes, absolutely. I would say maybe 6 in the front, 4 in the little main room. There was 2 in front of the main throne room. There wasn't any in front of the dining hall.
Pretty much heavily guarded.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Tuglow, what do the guards look like? Anything special?
I would say heavy plated armor. Each would have
What color is the armor?
a dark silver.
Nice. Okay.
Well, almost like a charcoaly silver.
Okay. Like gunmetal.
And then, yeah. And then one thing that we would notice is that, how sometimes when you see a bunch of knights, they'll all hold the same weapon. Like if they're all holding like a spear or they're all holding something. In here, you kind of see a different array of weapons kind of suited to each knight's specialty. And then on top of that, each would have like not like a super like extremely like long and like it's not anything super long, but it's not anything like super short that it's not unnoticeable. Each would have like a different colored feather on their head.
Okay.
Kind of like telling the king maybe who they are, maybe what rank or what weapon or whatever, whatever it is that he has delegated to that, but not anything that I would know.
Right.
So as I pass in front of the first guard wearing this feather on the head, I look at it and I have a little smile that disappears quickly. I keep on going.
You look over and Samlin is just like and he's like, he goes, he's like, Az, don't you ever do that again. I saw you looking and smiling.
The old days, my friend.
And so yeah.
You know what? Just for this,
okay.
when I hear you say the old days, I make that mental link with both of you, and then I tell you this is where I got my inspiration from.
Samlin's reply is just bruh.
Oh, Jesus.
And so anyway, you basically have like a couple of hours that you're just sitting in the council room as people begin to come in. Tuglow, you do notice the room begins to fill up, and just moments, like your mom kind of leans over and she's like, "Oh, it should be starting any moment now. The king will be coming, and then we can get going." Like your dad comes in, you do notice Advisor Windless comes in as well, and they take their seats up close next to the king. Ifera does come in, and she comes in and kind of like looks over, and y'all, because you basically just been kind of sitting there looking at the door,
Right. Yeah.
and y'all kind of meet eyes, and she kind of quickly turns away and kind of goes and occupies a seat to the sides of the advisors.
Okay.
Okay. I would say, because y'all got such a good look earlier, you do notice a familiar figure kind of move in. It's like you almost didn't even notice them walk in the door, but the next thing you know, you just kind of see someone moving along, like across the room along the back line, and take a seat, and you immediately know that's the person who is following you.
Oh my god, dude.
And just as you're about to like start discussing, like, holy shit, like you're all looking at each other, like you and Az are looking at each other and like literally about to be like, oh my gosh, you just hear like all rise as like a squire like person comes and steps to the middle of the room, and everybody kind of stands up, and Samuel and Az are like looking at each other like, huh? And Tuglow's like, bro, get up. And so everybody stands, and in comes what do we say his name was?
King
Featherstone?
Bramwell Featherstone.
King Bramwell Featherstone comes in. Bruh. Just for that, describe the king for me.
He is very youthful for his age. He's not so old where he's decrepit, but he's not so young that he's like, spry.
Okay.
He
Good age
I
for
would
a king.
say like, while he is not like extremely swole, I would say that he is athletic. He's extremely fit. He has, I'd say, shoulder length hair, has a beard. I see kind of blondish hair for him. He is adorned with many jewels, rings on his fingers. You see good sized necklace. He's got a massive like cape almost, and then on the top of his head you see like a very magnificent crown. But it's not one that like is over the top. It is a simple crown, but upon further inspection you see like very intricate details woven within the crown, and it's got different jewels all studded throughout the crown as well. But it's from afar you would just be like, oh, it looks like a normal crown, but then up close you're like, oh, it's nothing close to that.
Good deal.
Yeah.
And like they're like announcing our almost at our Lord and Savior, our Royal Highness, King Bramwell Featherstone, and he kind of comes in and takes his seat, and as he sits down, the kind of squire guy like gestures everyone else may sit down. Everyone sits, and the king speaks up, and he's like, we have much to discuss today, and I'd like to get through it as soon as possible. And so they literally begin and they jump right into it and they start talking, you know, like crop management and like, oh, we need to increase our exports, you know, of any timber we can to Port Fortune as they're trying to rebuild. And like there's all these economic, you know, like stuff that y'all aren't here for, basically. One second. There was a... Okay. I was looking to see if I can use a environment for this. I don't think this is what I was going for. Burning, Ruined Tower, Mountain Pass, Heliton, Gold Ridge, Raid River, Togo Tower, to the side of Santa Fe. Okay. We tried. Because environments are really cool, and I wish I'd used them more. So, after a while, y'all are like kind of sitting there watching, and you notice Advisor Winless lean over to the king. And I'm going to mark a stress for Advisor Winless as he whispers into the king's ear. Once that part of business concludes, something about allowing, you know, I don't know. I was trying to come up with something. My brain farted. Talking about economic garbage, the king announces aloud. He goes, we must hold on the business and economics for a moment. Something very important has been brought to my attention. And I'm going to spend a fear as well. Hold on, I got to get me a little notepad real fast. Notepad. Cool. Notepad I had. So I'm going to spend a fear. And the king is going to say, as we all know, we've all heard of the reports of the demonic activities happening to the north. We had sent out researchers to investigate, and one has returned with a report on their discoveries. And it's not very, very common that we get to hear accusations, but also hear from the accused. And so, Windless steps up, and he begins to speak, and he's like, we have been made aware of a blight on our land and our confederacy. A group has been seen at all of these demon incidents. And I have here Missy Farah with her research into the matter. And so she stands up, and Tuglow, you do notice a very heavy look in her eyes. As she gets up and she begins to speak. And she says, after the attack on Port Fortune, I was sent to investigate, arriving roughly 3 days after the attack. Gathering intel from the citizens, there were reports of a nameless group that was spotted in the town square when the demons came. Some saying they even stayed in the town square while they all fled. It's also reported that they were active in the dock area, which we all know was most affected by the event. This group was a fawn, a simia, and a clank. I tried to gather more information. They were reported to have headed east, so coming out of the city, I was trying to follow and keep gathering information. I noticed a minotaur head on a pike with a warning to local bandits. I won't give personal opinions. I'm just trying to state facts. In the next town, Barrow's Outpost, there were rumors that the trio was seen fighting other people in the streets. And then while one party was in prison, that group went to the jail the next day, and there was a rumored event there as well. I did inspect the jail with permission of the authorities, and it was obvious something happened. There was a busted cell, stains on the stones of red and black, but the jailer didn't give up much information. He said he had stepped out for a moment, so he couldn't confirm or deny any specific happenings. But I heard that they had moved, so I followed the leads on to Thistlebridge, where roughly one day outside of Thistlebridge, before Thistlebridge, coming from the north, there were signs again of demonic activity, demon hound carcasses and some humanoids as well, rapidly decaying, them having demonic features. Through Thistlebridge, West Tower seemed to have no demonic activity, but upon arriving in East Tower, I had learned that not only did they find 2 demon corpses on a bridge, or on Thistlebridge itself, but a third came into town where it claimed the lives of 3 civilians before the Mage Guard was able to take it down. Luckily, Antiri Pormog, the leader of Thistlebridge, allowed me to bring the corpse back to Keylong for study to help us with countermeasures. But just hours before the rampaging demon, the trio was seen entering the town, but never reported as leaving. I spent the next day trying to find information to see if they left, but I couldn't find any proof that they left on foot. When I contacted back to report what I had found, I was told that a simia, a clank, and a fawn were seen traveling together in the city, with no recollection of them entering on foot. This concludes my report. And she closes her book, and she looks distraught. And Tuglow, you know why.
Oh
to
yeah,
her,
it's pretty fucking obvious why.
To her, she basically walked into your house and saw 3 someone she was happy to see, and then realized you were a terrorist. in her mind.
Well, it's unclear.
It is unclear. And she even said, I won't give opinions, I'm just stating the facts I know.
Right.
So, Advisor Windless steps back up, and he's like, to continue from where Miss Ifera has left off, we did notice some visitors that came into the city that City Guard had no recollection of seeing them enter, which we all know teleportation is okay here. But they were sighted in the lower quarters of the city and requested an audience with the king as well. And this brings concern because we need to know their intentions, because I believe that they are responsible for these happenings, and I believe they should be imprisoned until they can be proven innocent or guilty.
And at that moment, I turn my head to Miss Lowe and to Samuel, and I say, it's either we stand right now, or we have to wait in jail to defend ourselves. I say we stand right now, make our case.
No, we do not stand. We wait until the king speaks. And he allows us to speak.
And as Tuglow says that, the king says, as I said, it's not often we have the accused here as well. If you would like, and as he says that, like a metric shitload of guards come in. Like maybe...
Holy shit! Oh my god!
I'd say 10 guards come in. And like 3 and 3 on each side of the king. And then 2 and 2 as they come to y'all. And they come and stand by you. And the king is like, we would like to hear what you have to say for yourself.
I kind of look.
I look at Mislo.
Yeah, I kind of
Honestly, I look at Mislo.
I look at both of them, and kind of seeing that look, I feel like it's okay for me to take the lead on speaking on our behalf. And so I kind of put my hands in the air, and rise to speak, and just say just kind of keep them lowered so that they can see my hands.
And as you do, like as you stand, they kind of grab you and begin to pull you towards the middle of the chamber, as they also have reached down and grabbed you as, I don't know if you're going with it, okay. And they grab Samlin, almost picking Samlin up off the ground, and they kind of move y'all to the center of the chamber.
Be careful with that. That's fragile.
So, standing before the king and the court, I start to make the claim, and I say, I had never thought to see what it would look like in the eyes of someone else. And while I don't deny those claims of us being at those places, what I would love to plea is that we have many people who can vouch for us in high-ranking authorities. If you'll allow me to, I'd like to show you an insignia and an emblem that may help further our case. And so, I'm kind of... Is it okay if I do that? Kind of asking the king.
Make a presence roll.
A 19 with fear.
19 with fear, okay.
Yeah.
So the king says, he'll allow it.
Okay. So I reach into my bag, and the first one that I pull out is Emeris's insignia.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one that I pull out is the White Fire Arcanist emblem.
Okay. As a result of the fear, the king puts out his hand, and a guard grabs him from your hand,
okay, and
takes him to the king. Or actually, the guard takes him and holds him in front of the king. The king doesn't put his hands on him.
Fair.
And as the king is inspecting, he's like, one of these means absolutely nothing to me.
Okay.
The other could be easily counterfeited.
Okay.
I will take this with a large amount of skepticism. And just then, I'm going to spend another fear. As Windless speaks up. And he says,
fuck. No, go ahead. Windless speaks up.
He speaks up and he's like, my king, if I may, I've also heard that they are unusually cruel to the victims they capture, known to flay them and hang them up covered in feathers. They, not only are they brutal and cruel, but they make a mockery of our guard. Bandits or not, this seems like demonic and evil behavior. And the king kind of turns and he turns back towards you.
I'm bolstered by those claims. before anything can be spoken out, I raise my voice and I say, "Lies! What are your proof? Who are you?"
Why do you gotta speak as?
And the advisor, make a presence roll for me.
Oh my god.
I got my prayer dice.
Okay, 20 with fear.
20 with fear. Okay. So the
Damn it.
advisor,
So
he's kind of
Can I-
taken aback.
fuck.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like, can I you? Oh, I don't know if I want to use my Bard's Hope here or not to negate the fear, because I don't know what could happen. I will. I think I will, because that was rude as fuck that you just cut this dude off.
I didn't cut him off though. I
No, it doesn't.
answered what he said.
It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. That's mad like crazy. Especially when the king didn't even ask for you to speak yet. Ah! Yeah, I want to
Yes,
use
but
Bard's Hope.
he didn't ask him to speak either. I mean,
I will say,
Hey, I could-
as a result of, and I'll tell you, because I think it's fun to say all of it sometimes. The result of the fear, so you succeeded in like tripping him up, regardless. So are you spending the hope or not? Because this is negating the consequence of fear. He succeeded.
If he succeeded, then
But the hope and fear play a part as well. If you want to, what is it? Read that ability again, please.
when you or an ally close to you makes a presence roll and either succeeds with fear
Right.
or fails, spend 3 hope to negate that roll's consequences by intervening.
The consequences.
Um,
Okay. So essentially,
I'm not gonna use it. I don't think I want to use it.
okay.
I don't know. Fuck, dude. Why don't you just let me speak? I'm not gonna use it.
You're not? Okay. So he is taken aback and he stumbles on his words and he's like, I'm Advisor Winless to His Royal Majesty, and it would mind you to remember that. And the king just kind of like chuckles honestly, and he's like, you let that get to you that bad, huh, Winless? And he's like, to you as he says, there's no need to raise your voice. You are given a chance to defend yourself.
Your Highness, may the gods bless you in this encounter that I have with you and with my companion. I apologize for raising my voice in this holy chamber, but standing accused of such heinous crimes without the hope to even defend our honor is beyond any real sense of justice. I appeal to your kindness to hear our story.
Make another presence roll for me. Just a
20 with
reminder.
hope.
Okay, I was gonna say, just a reminder. Tuglow gave everybody rallies
Right.
as well.
I'm already down the rally die and 2 of my prayer dice.
Bro,
Don't
you've been-
worry
you've
about
been-
it.
Oh Jesus!
You've been eating that stuff up, bro.
Yeah,
Eating it.
but that's 20 with hope.
Cool. The king says, very well. If you wouldn't mind, can you confirm or deny if you are, in fact, who Ifera is speaking of?
Your Highness, I can confirm we are that group that Ifera is speaking of.
Okay.
Indeed.
Tell me what happened in Port Fortune.
When I went to Port Fortune, I was looking for work as a new adventurer leaving my homeland, and I stumbled across my Clank friend here, and we decided to form a party because he was looking for help, and then we ended up finding the Simia, and we ended up doing a lot of work to kind of make ends meet. While doing that, we had gathered an audience with Emeris, and she had us starting to look into other things. And from there, we had found that there were a lot of suspicious activities going on, and we were using the docks to look for that suspicious activity. When the attack on Port Fortune happened... Oh,
I just want to... Go ahead and make a presence roll there. In the middle.
in the middle. Presence roll heard.
This is a charm/performance. You are telling the truth, but you are fighting against another force, so you gotta roll. This is essentially combat.
Do I get to use my highborn privilege here? I'm consorting with nobles, leveraging my reputation.
That is absolutely consorting with a noble.
All right,
You're consorting with the noble.
Ain't nobler than this,
Right.
baby.
Okay, so let me. Oh God, let me use this to. Where is it at? What was it?
What you got?
Let me see. Let me see if there's anything else. A 16 with hope.
Take your hope.
Oh, I need to take my hope as well.
Okay.
Okay. Continue your story.
Okay.
He's listening.
After finding out the suspicious activities, we had been sent on a quest, and when coming back home from that quest, we encountered I believe it was a minotaur, or we encountered a camp in which we found a demon summoning book that had notes in it, and we had given it to Emeris. And we had found out through these notes that the city was going to be attacked extremely soon. When it was attacked, we were actually in the town square, and that's where we had noticed 3 mages casting a portal to allow these demons to get out of the portal to attack the town. And so we were stopping them. And then when we had finally stopped them, we went to the harbor to assess the situation, and it was already in ruins.
Okay, make another roll for me.
My God.
Presence roll.
Consorting again?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless there's a limit on it, you can use that.
Okay, cool.
While
no,
you're
there is
talking
no
to
limit.
the king, you can use that,
Okay.
essentially.
Perfect.
This is literally what your character was made for.
Okay. Oh, look, is there anything else? Would you say that I'm trying to impress, persuade, or offend? I would say I'm persuading the king, right?
Yes. You're
Okay.
trying to persuade him that you are telling the truth.
Okay. Then I will use. You can spend a hope. All right. I will spend a hope, and I will get a D4 as well. I got a 21 with hope.
21 with hope. Awesome. All right.
Do I get the hope?
Yes. Yeah. These are all action rolls. We're doing hope and fear for all these. There's
Perfect.
big consequences, and
Okay.
you get your big hope though if you do good.
Right.
All right. So that's a success. The previous one was a failure,
Okay.
but that it's not in it being a fit. It's in the end. Let me just tell you how I'm doing it. Y'all are just gonna keep making these, and at the end, you better hope you had more successes than failures.
Okay.
And right now you're at 1-1.
Okay.
Just so if you want
After
to kind of keep a mental note of it.
Okay. After we had assessed the situation of the port, we hurried to Emeris because we figured that there may have been a bigger threat on her.
Mm-hmm.
As we got there, what was that dude's name? I don't want to go through my. Okay, thank you. We had encountered an enemy by the name of Jasper who had completely overwhelmed us and Emeris, and in doing so, had told us a lot of things that he was trying to do and that was about to happen in the upcoming future. Thankfully, Emeris had kind of given him inaccurate or false information and sent him to the northwest, and she had given us a quest
Southwest. Anyway.
to go to the southwest.
Yep.
I don't want to say anything more on that. I unless you want me to. But I don't know what prying ears are here, and I would rather only tell you that privately.
Make a presence roll.
God, this is fucking crazy, dude. Okay, so this one was that. I got a 19 with fear,
Okay.
but I want to use.
You're gonna make that a 21.
Well, I will say before you do that, I've told you already. 17's like the goal.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
So
Okay.
Baguette, you can save.
Oh,
you can
never
save
mind.
save your thing.
Okay.
I've told you. I think 17's kind of like what we're rolling with for all of this. I'll tell you if it
What is that?
changes.
1, 2, 3. I want to use my Bard's Hope to negate the consequence of this fear.
Okay.
So I'll take 3 hope hit on that.
Okay.
After Emeris had recovered, she had given us this quest because she was initially going to send us through the port and go from Port Fortune's harbor to our harbor, but with that destroyed, we had to take the long road, the long road heading east. And from there on, that's where the story continues, but that is everything that had happened in Port Fortune.
Okay. So, next.
This shit is scarier than actual combat, bro.
And as he ends this, as he ends the
We're
telling
not.
his story,
Okay. Well, so we're not done yet. Y'all still
yes,
got a lot of
but
talking.
as he finishes his sentence, I add on to that, and may the God judge us on our truth.
Okay. He looks at you and he says, "Well then, you tell me more of what happens next." So according to our report coming out of Fort Fortune, there was something of a head on a pike.
So, out of character, Baguette, how much hope do you have?
I'm maxed out.
You're maxed out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I'd just like to let y'all know, because I kind of have one saved for Samlin, if it ever gets in that direction. You can throw in, you don't necessarily have to throw in a whole paragraph of words, but if you want to throw in 1 or 2 sentences and spend a hope to give someone advantage, you can. Now, like, it's not really going to do Tuglow. I guess you got advantage like all the time, don't you?
For the most part, when speaking, yes.
What, with a noble, don't you have advantage? Or is it a
Oh,
plus?
yeah, with nobles, yeah.
Yeah. Well, is
I just get advantage rolls.
Okay, it is just straight advantage. Okay. But, like, vice versa, you can assist while he's talking. If you want to throw in, like, 1 or 2 clarifying points or,
Okay. But
can,
I would have to spend a hope for that,
spend
right?
a hope, yep.
Okay. Can I, like, in the moment of him, like, in the moment of hearing the king, like, say, like, to Az that he wants to hear more of the story from Az, I'm going to, like, in my own self, like, pray to Emus.
Mm-hmm.
To give me like faith and inspiration, so that if I need help, that I can, or if I need to help him, that I will be able to fill in the gaps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of like doing that in the sense of like kind of inspiring myself with inspirational words.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm maxing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm maxing this shit out, bro.
Oh, so you're spending all 5.
I'm spending 4.
4, dumping 4 into hope. So you're keeping 1 left.
Yes.
That emergency HP. All right. So Tuglow's reloaded. You feel, you quickly pray your silent prayer to Emus, and you feel a warmth in your soul as you're filled with hope, and you're like, we can get through this. All right, Az. So the king has addressed you and asked for you to continue with the story.
Oh,
Well, it didn't ask me a question about a head on a spike.
Right. Because, like, basically what it seems like the king is doing is he's going to go point by point and ask for your defense on stuff. And so Tuglow, kind of took the first part, and the king's like, all right, this is the strong person. The strong talker. We got to talk to everybody. He probably won't talk to Samlin just because that's stupid.
Right.
But so he wants to hear from you now, Az, and he brought up the next thing in the series of what Ifera had written is the head on the pike. Because like, and you got to think in her mind, it's like these are suspicious individuals that were around demon summoning, and I started following them, and I see a head on a pike. Like, now she did. I will just give you a little help. She did say with a note warning local bandits.
Yeah.
So just to help you out with that little reminder that she said that.
Thank God.
The king is looking at you expectantly.
Well, Your Highness, first of all, it is not within my purview to explain things with such mannerism as Miss Lowe here. I am not of such highborn presence, so forgive my language.
You are forgiven.
But I will nonetheless tell the truth, how I saw it, and how it happened for me. I awoken from a slumber of hundreds of years, came to a country that welcomed me and my people to a new age of Oh, come on, man. Let me breathe. I cannot watch you, Jesus.
Bro,
Hey,
what
hey, I'm
happened?
chilling. I'm
What
chilling.
I was adjusting music and I like.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
chilling. I'm chilling.
To new ways of opportunities, and I've been given a new purpose in this realm that was at peace. And when violence falls onto us, we ought to fight back against it. We ought to fight for the one that cannot do it themselves. I may have overreacted, putting our foes ahead on a spike, but it was only to discourage the ones that advocates for violence and menace. To
Make your presence roll. Oh, are you
discourage
still
them
going?
to fight. Yeah.
Okay. Make your presence roll. If you're done, like if I'm not saying anything and you're done talking, y'all are more than welcome to say I'm done, and I will go. Because
Okay.
I want to give y'all room to talk, but don't think you just have to keep talking until I interrupt you. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baguette, let me know what you're rolling so I can help.
Well, you can help
Well,
before
I've
the roll.
rolled-
So
I
hold
help
on, he
before
hadn't
the
said
roll.
it. If you want to help him, you want to try to throw in a little something, a little sentence or two to try to help him out, you can. But he can't tell you his value before.
Okay.
Hold on, I need to check something.
You're good. The help is irrelevant of what you're checking. Do you want to help or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Throw in your little piece real fast.
Also on the pike that he placed, he had put a note, plain as day, that would say, like, kind of discouraging that any bandits or any ill bringers should stay away from here, to try to keep out evildoers and just like let Port Fortune kind of recover from the enormous hit that it just took.
Yes. Okay, take your advantage. Spend your hope. Go.
Okay, so how much do you give me, Tug, with your die?
Roll a d6.
Or with your thing?
Yeah, D6.
D6? Okay.
Yeah.
So you should just be able to click advantage whenever you hit the roll. So you hit presence, advantage.
Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be a 19 with the hope.
Nice. The king kind of, he has almost an impressed look on his face, and he's like it's good to stand up for the common man, and stand up for those who can't for themselves. It's a little bit brutish, and I'd advise against it in the future, but continue. It seems that the king, he was cool with that one. He basically was like, based.
Our journey led us to Thistlebridge, but on the way there, Your Highness,
Barrow's Outpost. Would be
we
next.
were.
Yeah. Wish that, yeah, he would have been like. Go ahead. Sorry.
Were on our way to Thistlebridge. We came upon a town called Barrow's Outpost.
Correct.
And this is
Samlin
where
leans over and he's like, "Remember, we helped Jim. We were helping Jim."
Yeah.
There are
And with
some
that, I'm
details.
gonna spend a hope for your next thing.
Oh.
So you already have advantage on your next one.
Okay. There are some details, Your Highness, that are very sensitive to the case that we are pursuing. They might be too sensitive for this audience. They're very specific. If you wish for me to speak them out loud here, knowing that there might be very sensitive and create disturbances, I will.
Well,
But if you allow me not to, I'd rather speak to them, to a party of your choice, or speak them to you, to one of your guards that can whisper to you at your ears. But that will be up to you, Your Highness.
Sure. We'll play a game of telephone? Sending stone.
Sending stone!
So a guard approaches you to gather your confidential information. What do you relay to him?
Please pass on to His Highness that during our time in Barrow's Outpost, very dark magic and very dark people in possessions of dark trinkets that allows the summoning of demons were spotted and fought against. This is what happens in the jails.
Okay. As the guard comes over to the king and he like kind of leans in and starts talking to his ear, make your presence roll.
You have advantage.
I have advantage.
Can I would like to use Heart of a Poet. It's persuading someone to kind of make sure that the stone message gets through to the king.
Well, you're not speaking. Heart of a Poet you can only use for yourself.
You're right. You're okay. That's my bad.
No, you're good. Who failed? Who? Somebody.
18 with fear.
Okay. Who had a fear earlier?
Me.
You mark a stress, Tuglow, as you also mark a stress. But 18's good. So that's I'm still counting the 18 as a success. But as a result of the fear, there is a level, basically kind of the same as before, there is a level of scrutiny on the king's face as he's like, I would need more proof of this matter, but you may continue.
Thank you, Your Highness.
And OOC, the next thing in series there is when you died. is when you were knocked out. Is when the dogs and the hunters
I'm not
were
sure I
pursuing
want
you.
to. I'm not sure that I want to bring this up also, because it wasn't part of that woman's recollection of events. I don't want to add on to.
She did say before Thistlebridge that there was more signs of demonic activity. In that there were demon hound carcasses and humanoid bodies with demon features that were rotting.
Yeah.
Your Highness,
I'm thinking of.
Your Highness, if I may, for what you just mentioned, if you'll allow me to reach into my bag, I have a journal entry. All right, and it says,
"Yo, journal entry, bro."
Bro,
okay,
it says
go ahead.
I got five vials of blood from the fight, and the amulet that turned the man into a demon. I have an amulet that we found from the man. If you'll allow me to, reach in and give that to you. For further proof of,
Damn, you got this. That's cool. That's cool. I forgot about that.
He gestures and a guard comes over and grabs it. And as the king looks at it, he calls to Ifera, and he's like, have this, take this to have this researched so we can discover what it is. And she's like, absolutely. And another if Farrah's still there, another person comes and collects it and walks out of the room with it. And he's like, okay, we will look into that.
Would you also like a vial of blood to show that that's where that kind of came from? I don't know. Because, y'all are studying.
The king says, I do believe we have just recovered a demon corpse from East Tower.
Okay.
That poor Mog was nice enough to send back with Ifera, so I think we'll have specimens to cross check.
So was that yes to the
Yes to what?
the vial of blood?
No, that was a no to the vial of blood.
Okay, just make sure.
He was saying, bro, we got our own demon body.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
The event mentioned by Miss
Ifera.
Miss Ifera. Thank you very much, Semlin. Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Happened just before we reach Thistle Bridge. And I look at the crowd while saying the next words. It was a mortal hunter named Vrolk that was
This dude had
running
notes,
after
brother.
us. Were running after us. I was trying to kill us, and to some extent succeeded. If it wasn't for Mislo over here and Samlin over there,
And as you say
I
that,
would have been
you hear a
dead.
couple like, in the crowd, like people like, oh my gosh, what?
he claimed that he was sent by those who wishes us dead, and that under the influence of a spell of mine came to tell us that he was sent from the realm of Zeldix.
Zadix, but yes.
Radix. Yeah.
With a T instead of a
Zedix,
L.
sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're
no,
good,
no.
You're good, you're good.
Zedix. Find us.
And like on saying that, you hear another like almost deeper gasp around the room, as Zadix is a very prominent evil deity that most like people kind of have a knowing of. 'Cause you literally are just like, yeah, an assassin sent by Satan tried to kill us. Is kind of like what you know.
What we just said.
Go
Your
ahead.
Highness.
If you have more to say.
Okay, so Your Highness, we can recollect all the stories that we've been through, all the encounters with demons that are trying to pursue us and kill us because we're trying to expose what they are doing. And the only reason, one of the reasons why we're still here to recollect these stories is because we've tried to take precautions to protect us from these demons. My companion here, Samlin, wears something that we've been working on for quite a while because they were looking into our into where we were. They had a look, they had a way to see where we were, and they would always pursue us. And since my companion here has an amulet that we made to especially make it difficult for demons to find us.
Make a presence roll.
I'm gonna throw.
Crit.
So yeah.
My hands in the air and wave them like I just don't care. Holy shit.
So with that, yeah, the king kind of nods and once again extends his hand, and a guard goes. Samlin hands over the necklace, and he brings it up, and the king kind of inspects it, and like calls someone like up from the side, and you see like a hooded mage figure kind of come out, and as they hold the necklace and like wave their hand over it, and they kind of talk. You can't really hear what they're saying, but they kind of talk. He kind of like says to the king, and the king's like shakes his head as the guard brings it back to Samlin, and then he's like, okay. Of course, that was another success. And the king says, all right, well, what's next? What happened in the East Tower of Thistlebridge?
What happened, Your Highness, is that evil doesn't stop. Evil doesn't rest. We encountered the same kind of event that I described to you earlier about Barrow's Outpost. And this time it was my companion Samlin who nearly died falling off Thistlebridge. There are forces out there, Your Highness, that are working tirelessly to impeach our recollection of events. And I urge you to consider us, if not as your allies, at the very least as your servants in the matter of fighting against dark forces that are working hard to destroy everything that we hold dear.
Alright. Make a presence roll. With advantage, just because.
19 with hope.
Nice.
And I'm out of dice.
Oh god.
I've expended like nearly all my hopes, and everything's gone.
With that, he turns back to you, Tuglow, and he says, "It only feels right that you should explain the rest. How did you end up here?"
Well, Your Highness, as you know, when leaving from out of Keelong to Thistlebridge, there is quite a long journey, just to make it in between there. And along the way, as I went about adventuring and just kind of learning the ways of this world, I was able to learn the teleport spell, and because of the nature of the urgency of our mission and our quest, I decided it would be to our advantage to take us from Thistlebridge to my home. And so I had teleported me and my company here.
And as for your activities in the city, what? Because the king kind of looks at you, and you've met this man a couple times, you know, and he looks at you, and he's like, I know who you are. what were you doing in the lower quarters of the city?
Honestly, to you, King, and honest to Emis herself, we went down to go find books. And I wanted to, show my company and my friends here different places of our great city so that if they needed to either repair gear, find, new equipment, or just books to help them learn a new skill, that is honestly what we were doing in the lower city.
Okay. And as he's like, give me a moment. And he literally just kind of sits back in his chair and he's just thinking. And you see Advisor Windless lean over to try to whisper more in his ear, and the king kind of holds his hand up. And Windless kind of sits back. As he's thinking, Samlin speaks up. And he says, Your Highness, if I may, did you not receive word that we were on our way? I feel like Emeris told us that she was gonna send forward word of us arriving. To which the king kind of gets a puzzled look on his face, and he's like, no, I haven't heard anything of this. And Samlin kind of looks to y'all, and he's like looking, and he's like, do we play it now?
I think so. I think we do.
Well, take it away.
Mental link with Samlin real quick.
What are you talking about, bro?
What the fuck are you talking about? Play it, bro.
And Samlin's like, the cloth.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Your Highness, if I may.
And he's like thinking, he kind of looks up and he's like, of course.
With all the things that have been going on, there was one thing that I did leave out. When leaving from the lower city, a great disturbance had kind of fallen upon me and my companions. And it had followed us even back to my own house. And we tried to apprehend the sneaking pursuer, if you will. But upon getting there, there wasn't much that we could find except for this. And I kind of, hold my hand out to a guard.
He
This
holds out his
was a piece of cloth that was found from the person that we've noticed pursuing us. And this is also a piece of cloth that is missing from this man over here.
And
I kind of point.
And every head in the room turns and looks at the dude. And
if you'll look at his robe or his cape, whatever, you'll see that it's missing from the lower. I don't remember if it was left or right side. I think it was right. Left. You'll see it from the lower
literally
left
said
side.
opposite directions at the exact same time. Okay, so
you'll see it missing from his lower left side of his garments, and I can also give you a testified evidence of how we know that it is from there. But I would rather keep that person's identity anonymous, but I can get you that information if it so pleases you.
The king says, "Oh, it would repeat what you that totally just left my brain. What did you just say? The last things that you said.
I want to keep this person's identity anonymous.
Which person?
The cloth maker.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I want to keep his identity anonymous, but I can get you that information if it so pleases you.
The king kind of chuckles because the person you've fingered, he knows whose guy it is, because things have been so chaotic. You now kind of have taken a moment to look, and Windless has the same color robes. He kind of looks over and he says, "Well, we can double check later, but why don't you come up here, sir?" And the guy stands up and he walks towards the center aisle, and as he gets to the middle, he starts to turn to run, to try to run out of the thing, and there's two guards there that just check him and just drag him up to the front.
Let's fucking go, dude.
That
dude.
And he doesn't put up a fight. As soon as he turns and he hits them, he just goes limp, and they pull him up to the front. And you can see a very obvious part where a small piece of fabric has been ripped off of the front left, and one of the guards takes the scrap and holds it up to it, and the color matches perfectly. It's obviously this. And so the king turns to Windless, and he's like, "So, any reason you took so much interest in our guest to town?" And Windless, you can see his face is just he looks panicked.
Moreover, Your Highness, if the inquiry was made on your order, on your behalf by, and I point at the mace again that I forgot the name, and I turn to Semlin. Ifera, thank you, Miss Lowe. If the inquiry was made on your behalf by Ifera, how does Sir Windless here is aware of such a thing?
Then Sir Windless speaks up, and well, hold on, let's see how he does. Windless is stumbling over his words, and he's like, well, she reports back to the council, and so we were aware that of who she was tracking, and that they had left, so we were just thought we found suspicious people. And the king's just kind of he's just kind of looking at him. And the king goes, "And it is interesting that I did not receive the message from Port Fortune to alert me of them coming and to vet them ahead of time." And this,
Your Highness.
That's so true. That's crazy.
Your Highness, may I ask a simple question? Who usually reports you of such business?
I thought about just saying a random name, but he's well, Windless typically handles those things. And there's a stillness in the room. Um,
Mike Pike goes, "Quack." I said, shh.
at that point, let's take
Oh.
a break.
I
All right.
Bro, I'm gonna be real. This shit been crazier than actual fucking combat. Holy
Dude.
fuck, this is awesome, dude.
I told you, bro, it all clicked earlier, and I was like, finally, this is actually gonna be good now. This will actually be a
Bro,
little fun now.
Dude, this is fucking wild,
Dude, y'all
man.
have it'd be way worse if y'all were rolling really good. You had 1 failure and 6 successes so far. So I mean, that's why things are obviously shifting in your favor now.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I can't. There's no reason to keep trying to accuse them of stuff there. But yeah, I'm gonna go pee and stuff. Hit the old vape
Alright.
real good outside. We'll meet back here in just a moment.
Sounds good. I'll go get some water as well.
And if any raiders are still around, thank you for joining. We try not to talk to chat during the session, but I appreciate y'all hanging out if you have. Unmute me. Unmute y'all. And we're back. What the hell are we doing? Because the king had essentially...
Oh, the dude
Turned,
just got
right.
tackled.
No, he did. Just got tackled. What?
Yeah, the dude got tackled and then he got brought forward to the king.
Right, no,
And then
they
it matched
tested
the
it,
stuff.
and then
Yeah.
the king had turned back to winless and was like, you know, basically kind of pressing him a little bit. It
Oh,
seemed.
yeah, no, yeah, you're right, you're right.
What's going on with your family, dude?
Hey, bro, what's going on, man?
Oh,
Go ahead.
I think Az had asked, or maybe Semlin asked, who is it that
Who is it
handles
that handles
the-
the stuff? Yeah.
yeah.
The what would be like, you know, and essentially it's, you know, all of the king's advisors handle stuff like that. So any one of them could easily suppress.
Mm.
But it's like, yeah. Okay. So, because I had to decide on something, I guess. So, okay. Hello. Stop. Okay. That's why I was doing that. Let me just hold up. Tuglow, as a number of people kind of begin to stand up in like uproar in a way, as people kind of become starting to grow restless because they, one, you know, they're hearing a lot about all this demon shit that's going on that, like, yeah, people knew about, but maybe people weren't 100% like, it's a good thing this discussion happened in this room.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, like, in the public, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
But, as people are kind of talking, you know, Winless is, like, standing up, and him and the king are kind of, like, talking, and he's getting really restless, and he's, like, he stood up, and he's kind of moved towards the center of the room, kind of over from where y'all are. I'll let both of you make instinct reaction rolls.
I think I have an idea of what's about to happen, but
Possibly.
could be very wrong. $13.
Okay. What'd you get, little starving boy? My little famished man.
Sorry. I will spend a hope to use my quick-witted sense and add it to my reaction roll.
Let me double check. I think experiences are for action rolls.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind. 16.
16. As double check something real fast. Open
I'm about to die.
World War.
Good night, boys.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
You suffer
That both-
7 HP of damage.
Oh, well, I'm fucked.
Just say straight up, like, no, not like
I faint.
thresholds.
I-
You just fucking damage. Mark 7 HP, you're dead. You sense It peeks through for just a moment, but you get a sense of a chaotic energy from this guy.
Who senses?
From whose guy?
From Windless, Advisor Windless.
From Windless.
Who senses this?
As.
God damn it.
I sense it.
Wait, what'd you roll?
13.
Yeah, As senses it.
I want to sense it because I have an idea.
Well, too bad.
How far away am I? No. I sense it. How far away am I from this person? From Windless? I should be pretty close because we were at the center, and then he was put kind of at the center.
You're kind of, because I mean, like the picture that I showed isn't like an actual like. That's not. This is the scale. It's like it's just a representation of the what I kind of thought it would look like. I would say you are. I mean, you're definitely within 20 feet of him.
I will do something bold. This might be a mistake.
Okay.
I might get imprisoned.
Okay.
It might reflect bad on us.
Okay.
But I cannot ignore the fact that this is something I've already experienced, and my guts are shouting at me that danger is close.
Mm-hmm.
In the span of a second, half a second, I expand my wind, and I rush as fast as I can to Windless.
Okay.
And I extend my hand to his neck, and I kind of like if this was the back of his neck, and that would be like the back of his head extending down to his neck.
Okay.
I put my hand there and I shove it down, and whatever I grab, whatever comes into contact in my hand, I grab it, and shirt, necklace,
I
jewelry.
get what you're saying. You're going if he has one of those.
Emus, thank you. Thank you, Emus. Thank you.
But
Emus.
now, if he doesn't have one, I'm gonna look real dumb. But that's what I'm doing.
To get there and do all of this, you will need to make a agility roll for me, because you're trying to beat him. Or I think, don't you have, unless you don't have it equipped right now, deft maneuvers or something? But I think
I have a boost.
That's just for movement though, deft maneuvers, isn't it? I just closed your character sheet. I should have.
Yeah. That's for movement.
Because this is more the movement and the action too, so you can't really.
Boost includes an attack. I'm not sure that can be considered an attack.
But
it balances out.
Up. I gotta read it to see how the wording is. I think this is you.
I would say that within character and outside of the rule set, I think that objectively it is within my purview to achieve such a feat because of my class, because of my two class that working into this. The fact that I can fly, the fact that I can move fast, and the fact that I have steady hands, I am quick-witted, so I want to defend myself against counter-arguments saying that it is within my character to do this. Now it's up to you to see what I need to do to achieve it.
The fact is that you are performing action against another creature, character,
I understand.
human.
I respect.
So you have to you have to roll for it.
Then I have to roll for it.
Yeah, is essentially what. Now, like, you know, that kind of stuff is taken into consideration. Who the person you're going against is.
Okay.
You know, like like in my head, the challenge rating. If you're supposedly good at stuff, the challenge rating's probably going to be lower, or you know, just inherently, because I would think of it that way. Now, if everybody's doing one thing, you got to try to make it even. But, you know, if you're like, I want to make an agility roll or something, like when you do finesse rolls, your challenges aren't hard. Generally, like when you're tinkering and shit, like I don't really set high DCs for that because like that is something that doesn't impact any other part of the game. That like, you know, but like when you're up against something and you don't know who or what this guy is, honestly, so you could be doing an agility roll against God right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you just don't know that, so you have to do the roll. You know, just saying.
Of course.
What'd you roll though? And I mean,
I
I'll even.
I'm a little bit. I haven't rolled yet, but
Okay,
I'm about to.
And like, like, I would say, like I'll give you advantage, since it was so impassioned. But understand, there's a reason why I do things the way I do sometimes.
No. I'm not arguing against the reason. I submit to it completely.
You literally said this is just my pre-argument.
Yeah, no. Just to show goodwill.
Right. No, right. And I understand that. Right.
Now, I have another question because my subclass is called Winged Sentinel, which speaks for itself, right? But it uses strength as a spellcast. So, but you told me agility.
Agility, because this is your, like I said, this is the getting there and performing this action against another creature.
Well, before I roll, I'm gonna spend all my hope that I have left to reroll me a prayer die, which I'm entitled to at any moment.
Right. Initially, you can.
And then I'm gonna roll my agility.
Okay.
Which, on what I'm gonna... 14 with fear.
14 with fear.
Yeah.
So, you get to him. You 100% put your hands along the back of his neck, slide down through, and even rip his shirt. But you do stumble, and you kind of like, because you were almost expecting to meet the resistance of a necklace, but you didn't. And as you rip through, you like fall to the ground, and everybody, like all the murmur and the talking that had started to build, just instantly goes quiet. There's shock on the king's face. There's shock on Tuglow's face. Funnily enough, this person did not flinch in the slightest from you coming at them.
Windless?
Windless.
He's gonna do it. I don't know how. He's gonna do it.
In a way
Do we have time to...
Okay, go ahead.
I want to say, so I don't meet any resistance in the time that I understand that and that I fall to the ground. Do I have time to shout out something?
Sure. Yeah.
And I shout out as much as I can. Protect the king. Protect the king.
As you do that, Windless looks down at you, and like the guards like instinctively move in front of the king, even though they like get there and they're kind of like, huh? Like, why do we just listen to this guy? And it's like, you know, it's like, hey, we heard protect the king, but Windless looks down at you,
so fucking dumb.
And there is this like dark, harsh feeling that comes over the room. As you hear this like low chuckle in a totally different voice than what you had heard Advisor Windless speak in before. Um. Hold on, let me look at some stuff real fast. So, from this visage you have of Windless standing there, as you hear this chuckle, the room almost seems to grow darker. Windless's body begins to change as it slightly grows in size, and the skin kind of delicately falls off to reveal a purple hue.
Hey,
Tuglow,
hey.
you would remember that these would be a demon of hubris, but this one, you're like noticing something. The ones you've encountered so far, they're like smaller. Like he's getting bigger and bigger, and there are no humanoid features besides like there's nothing. It's a humanoid, but there's nothing human about it. It's this odd, like, it is so perfectly beautiful that it looks inhuman. And as it grows, its eyes turn to black, and as it's laughing, it looks down at Az, and it's like, did you think I was one of you? Some common half-breed? And he, like, laughs again, and he's like, I'm the real deal. And with that, he's going to...
Do we have any time to react in the moment I fell and I shout? And is there any moments? No.
I would
Too fast.
Tuglow may have time to react to do something, but you've done two things, so
Yeah,
Can
I get it.
because he's
I
about
would
to go
like
once
to
I read this stuff.
I would like to try to get close to him and slumber him.
Okay, so you run up.
Well, I mean, I don't know how close, but it says.
So you run up. You have enough movement to get there, because he was only about 20 feet away from y'all. Like, Az made it there in the blink of an eye. You can kind of stumble close enough to cast asleep.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do that. I don't have your sheet pulled up, so if you want to read it or
Just for the
say
sake
what it
of
does.
knowing, Tug, Sam, I'm out of hope. I'm completely dry. Oh, actually, I have one hope because I have 0, so I have 1.
Tuglow and
Because of my-
Samlin look at Az as he's on the floor with this large demonic figure towering over him, and is like, that man only has a little hope left.
Man. Can I re-roll this?
Do what?
Can I re-roll this?
No. What'd you roll?
13 with fear.
Okay, I will take the fear. And as you reach out, the
Are you fucking kidding me,
the
bro?
oppressive force of this being, it's just, you're not able to quite impact and get the spell off. He is going to... I'm going to use Unparalleled Skill. It's an action. I don't
like the sound of that.
I mark a stress to make an attack that automatically hits.
That automatically hits.
As he looks over you, as he's going to come down. In your prone position, you are an easy target.
What's up? Hey,
What's up? So I'll just roll
It
damage.
trips and it slips in.
And it falls in his booty. It's gonna be 3d10s. Because normally it's 2d10 plus 18, but you know, we change it up. So it's going to be 3d10s plus 8 if I could find another d10. Hello. Jeez, bro.
I mark a stress to cast my armor, by the way.
I don't think so. Not for this attack. You wiener.
Oh, no. I don't need to justify myself, Chief. I can cast it whenever I want, remember? That's the drawback of it being...
Not in the middle of the turn. So that's a 18, 23, 31 points of damage.
Okay, so 15. So
15? Where are you getting 15 from?
the half damage from my armor.
From the beetles that you didn't cast?
I did cast them. Never have I had to justify myself from casting it.
Never have you cast it while I'm rolling the damage rolls for something.
Never have I casted it after you rolled. Now, I said it before you rolled.
What? No. Whatever. It's fine. Go ahead.
So does it work into it or does it not?
I don't know. Does it?
Or you tell me.
You tell me.
No, you tell me.
No, you tell me.
Okay, it doesn't. Fuck you. But I'll cast it next turn. Fuck you. So 30.
Hey, I'm proud of you for making the right choice. Bro acts like his armor score is at like 17. Look, he goes 1, 2, 3, no damage.
What did we? No. What did we say about Magpie being?
I would have assumed Magpie is not out. She probably had her in the
she's-
little bag, like, because I mean, it's a bird in a.
Yes, but we said that while she was in, she still applied the bonus armor because she was close to me, or
No, she has to.
Okay.
She has to be out where she's a target, basically, for you to get that plus.
Okay, well then I spent 3 armor slots and I'm okay.
Exactly. All that belly aching, he just yeah. Because next term he's gonna have Magpie and half damage. So why? Anyway, I love you, Baguette. You're awesome. We'd just be a bunch of RP and pussies if it wasn't for Baguette. He reminds us it's a game, guys. Have fun. Because it's true. I love all the shit that you put on stuff. It's awesome. Alright. So he comes down just like with his he has a spear that has like materialized in his hand, and he comes down with it, and just kind of you manage to just like scoot out of the way a little bit, and it just kind of gleans past you, not really damaging you.
And as I'm laying down, watching over him, missing me, I said, "That's all you got, bitch."
And then it is. Hold up. Well, it's back to y'all, regardless, I think.
We get a new NPC called an Ifera, and she helps us win this encounter.
Bro, we have 10 guards, a mage, the king. There's the whole fucking. There's a whole army out there. But we just too fast for the other ones.
It's y'all's
we
turn.
accustomed
Let's
to this.
see.
We know.
It's y'all's turn.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I've got to.
Oh man, all my shit kind of sucks right here.
I cast armor beetles,
Okay.
and I free Magpie,
Okay.
which is 2 actions.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can totally do that.
And then I'll kind of jump back a little bit and use my Scepter of Elias.
Mm-hmm.
A 19 with fear.
A 19 with fear. Okay, give me 1 second.
Time's up.
stress. Fails a roll, reroll. Oh, that's cool. I'll tell y'all about this. It hits. You can go ahead and roll your damage while I tell y'all this cool little mechanic on this creature. When a character fails a roll, so this is for y'all. When you fail a roll, you may choose to re-roll your fear die, and you have to take the new result. If you fail, you mark 2 stress, and I get to clear a stress.
Oh. So we don't want to reroll. Gotcha.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. If it's like
Yeah.
really bad and you're like, oh well, I can only roll higher than a 1. It's like then you roll a 2. It's like fuck. What you got for damage?
So I got 13, but then I have Great Stone attached to it.
Okay, so
And-
what are your damage dice?
443.
What are your what's the value, the largest value on your 1 damage die? That was a weird way to say that.
4?
Are you rolling with D4s, D6, D8s?
Oh,
Look at your little roller down there at the
D6.
bottom. So your weapon is a D6.
yeah.
Okay, what does the stone say?
Roll 1 extra damage die and drop the lowest.
Yeah. So look at your dice, because like when you click your weapon, it should roll them individually for you.
Yeah.
Roll 1 more and then like replace it. So just like roll another D6, and if it's higher than any of the other ones, then it replaces it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
buddy. Yeah.
Okay.
16 damage.
And so basically, if you wanted to roll 4d6 and drop the lowest, I think it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, if you roll 3 6s, why would you roll another one? But does it
Right.
cost any? That just happens, right?
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all like got a bunch of shit. Y'all powered up hardcore.
Powered up hardcore, but still did 16 damage, so
Right.
not that much.
um,
A little chip damage. I scratch his back.
bruh. All right, so I don't know if this is correct. It says my attack modifier is plus 34. It means a plus 34 for me to hit y'all. I don't know if that's true, but y'all succeeded. Was that with fear?
Yeah.
We got a little derailed. Okay, with that, I'm gonna take a turn. I'm gonna spend a fear to activate 2 emotion demons within range. As you look over, you notice that the one hooded figure that you had, the one hooded figure that had been pulled to the front, changes into a lesser demon. Or no, excuse me, it's we'll say this one turns into a demon of wrath, and then there's another hooded figure over in the corner that also turns into a demon of jealousy, which is the ones that you fought on the bridge. So basically it's the one from the prison, one from the bridge.
I thought Bridge is greed.
Was bridge greed?
Yes. Because they saw the money and Baguette was gonna give him some shit or something.
Well, they're demons of jealousy.
Okay.
There isn't a demon of greed too. They call it avarice,
Oh, okay.
which is the
well,
same
yeah.
thing. It's a weird one. It
Right.
has money mechanics. You can spend gold to like not have it hit as hard and stuff. Very interesting.
cool.
It's a good gold waster.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But anyway, so now there are two demons that have been like summoned to the area, and they're all going to. Let me pull my stuff back up. Sorry.
They're all gonna shit a brick
Fuck me
on
up.
us.
I kind of came up with this. This I wasn't really prepared for this. Let me look at his stuff. Interfere too, even if they've already activated. Okay, cool. So that's his action. The Demon of Wrath is going to. Let me get his character stuff. His little box. Throw it on the notepad. He is going to use his lacerating claws, and he's just going to strike out at one of the guards in front of him. Three. Oh shit. My dice just flew out the back. 13 plus 3, 16. Okay, so he hits the guard, and does 2d8 plus 20. We're gonna do, excuse me, 3d8. No, I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
4d6.
3. God, where's all my? I think my kids got my dice. 3 times 8 is 24. Plus another 8. Is that too much?
That'd be 32.
32. Yep. So 4d8. Where's another one? There we go. So it'll be 4d8 plus 4. 9, 5, 15 plus 4, 19. To the guard. We're gonna use. I will use this stat block. And then, how much should I say? 20,
19 to the guard.
19. Okay, cool. He takes a minor wound. Alright. And then the other one is going to attack more than likely. Copy. Paste. Okay. As all of this is going on, a number of the guards begin to escort people out of the room, while some stay behind to help.
Hell yeah.
So y'all are gonna get 4 guards, while the other 6 try to help everyone escape. So as the 4 of those come up, the Demon Wrath, you know, like the hooded figure with the ripped robe, he grows and turns into like the red Demon Wrath and slashes at the soldier, which you can tell these soldiers are very well trained because he took the hit pretty well. He did, you know, take a small injury, but nothing major. The other demon, which was the Demon of
King casually goes behind his throne, picks up some popcorn, and starts watching while eating it. That's gonna be interesting.
No, the king. I would say the king.
I mean,
probably shitting.
he probably he's putting he's what?
I said he's probably shitting a brick.
I would say that I would assume that he's under some kind of protection bubble or whatsoever from his mages. I don't know. That dude cannot be without defense, or maybe he got caught off guard. I don't know.
Where is Wrath? Jealousy. Here we go. I'm getting it all together. Sorry.
You good?
He's going to. Unfortunately, he was in the back of the room where there weren't really any guards. He does have psychic assault. He can attack from afar. He's going to use psychic assault. Tuglow. You feel a pressure in your noggin. And let's see. 11 plus 15. Your evasion's not 15.
Yeah.
Okay. So it hits. 3 of these boys. Plus 3. 6, 3, 9. Oh, that's cocked. 5, 14. Plus 3, 17 damage. As that feeling that was creeping in there just like almost explodes. It feels like your head's about to explode as it penetrates your mind.
So
lashing at you with covetous thoughts.
I can use. Okay, I have armor of 9. If I use 2, that'll be 18.
Mm-hmm.
Do I take 0 damage?
If you, how much damage was it? 18?
17.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure. Then yeah, I'll use 2 armor slots.
As this pressure builds to an almost unbearable point, there's a flash as the runes on your coat, on your cape, flash and your cape billows, and it like rejects the forces that were trying to creep in on you.
Dang shit.
Where does that come from?
It was the other
Don't
demon.
worry about it.
Oh, are you talking about
What?
stuff? You don't remember he got some sick shit last game?
Yeah.
He
I don't
got
remember.
the Order of the White Sun garb.
Yeah. The armor of the White Sun
I don't
is what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cool, nice.
Some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's over to y'all now, yeah.
As you've got our damage, I just talk. Take it away, brother.
I go from my laying position to one knee down. I take my spear and I try to shove it through the demon's ass up to his body.
Go ahead and roll for your attack. See if you can hit the hole.
"19 with fear."
The 19 hits. Just barely. But it hits. Roll your damage.
$89.
Well, you know, if you double the severe, then you get an extra
Oh my god!
4. I did 6 damage.
Because every time I roll a max damage die, I get to reroll it
Right,
and add it to the total.
right.
Oh my god! I just rolled. Okay, so I rolled 31 on my attack.
Uh-huh.
So 3, 6, 6, 8. I reroll the 8. I mean, I don't reroll it. I roll another d8 and add it to the total. This other die is an 8.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I roll another
Well, I don't think
a.
it endlessly goes. Hold on.
I mean, if any dice roll max damage, roll the same side. Roll the same. Roll the die again. That's from my brutal. What is it called? That's brutal from the bloodstone attached to Daniel. If any of your damage dice roll their maximum value, roll an additional damage die of that size. Any die.
Right, but that's in the frame that's referenced. If any of your dice, that's your original throne, right? Hit that, you meet that condition, then you can roll an additional die. That's like the reward for meeting the condition. Now, like, if you rolled 3 8s, you could roll 3 more dice. But I think if you roll 1 8, you roll 1 dice. And the fact that you got an 8 is just, like, super sick and nice. But I don't think you sit there and keep rolling it. Did you roll it, like, 6 times in a row or something?
Well, technically, I had one more rolls to do.
How many more?
Yeah, so I rolled it twice. I rolled 2 8s after that. So it's 39 damage.
Wait, you did 2 after that?
No, I didn't add the other 8.
No, but
the initial roll plus the additional. I basically rolled 31 plus 8 plus 8 plus 2.
And you got a 2 on the end. Holy shit.
That's fucking crazy.
So, I mean, sure, for one time for funsies, let's do it like that, because that's awesome. So, we'll say it's plus 16 plus 2, so plus 18. The 30.
No, plus 31 plus 18.
I thought you said 8, 8, and 2.
He did.
That's 18.
No, the initial damage is 31.
Uh-huh.
The bonus damage is 18.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So you just... I thought you were saying that you rolled a couple of 8s in a row.
He did.
Like, whenever I say a couple, I mean more than 2. Like, you rolled, like, 4 8s.
Oh, no. I rolled an bonus damage 8.
Yeah, for fun, then, yeah, I mean, sure. We'll throw 2 extra damage.
Yeah, but there. If we're not going to do it anytime, let's not do it. So 39. 39 is fine.
39? Okay, so 41 damage.
Yeah.
Alright, let me see. Let me see what his thresholds are here. 39 is a severe wound.
It went straight through his ass, baby.
Into his booty.
And
he lets out like a roar.
Yeah, I bet he lets out something.
And he's like,
Jesus.
So you do considerable damage to his insides.
Innards.
As
pain or pleasure,
you put it in and pull it back out. Did you roll with hope or fear, dude? That was so long ago. Holy cow.
With fear.
We're out of practice, man. With fear. Okay, let me take.
With fear.
Let me take my. He's gonna go again after you just totally wrecked his butthole.
Oh, Jesus.
I can visualize it go.
I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna spend a fear to make an attack that automatically hits. Unparalleled skill. So that's, what was it? 3d10. That was 4d10 plus 8. 4d10 plus 8. 4d10. 3d10 plus 8. What the hell? What happened? Hubris. Originally 2d10. 3d10 plus 8. Yeah. What the hell?
In his moment,
it still had 18
of agony,
on there.
In the moment of agony, he can't attack. Does a 3 hit?
I'm trying to focus, fucker. 26 damage plus 8. 32. No,
4.
34. So the Demon of Hubris strikes down with its spear at Az and does 34 damage.
Just for my bottle. So what, 17?
Well, he can spend his hope to half it.
Hold on.
And then
How much did you say? 36?
34.
34. Okay. Hold on. Just give me a
38.
moment. 34. 30? How much?
34. 34.
34.
Got him.
Okay, so I spend hope to upkeep. I half the damage.
To 17.
17.
I marked 2 armor and I'm fine.
No, I marked 1 armor and I take 1 HP.
Okay. Also,
Windless Revenge of the Butthole.
bro, the
The Butthole Strikes Back.
the Demon of Jealousy is going to
Stick her ass out in the air.
after hearing its master cry out, it's going to move closer to the battle, and it is going to attack Az.
Jesus Christ, dude, this is so
The
great.
man's generating aggro, stabbing people in the asshole. 10 plus 4, 14. Yeah, your evasion, yeah. 14 hits.
Oh,
Yes.
Is it? Because it'll go up whenever you get your new armor. It'll go up by 1. Okay, so that hits. What did I say? 3d12 plus. 3d12. Let me change this so I don't fuck up. 3d12 plus 3.
Demon of Jealousy runs up. Do that to me.
Oh my god. 3d12 plus 3. That was not a d12. Luckily, that was fucked up because I rolled a 12. 9, 14, 16 plus 3. 19 damage to you as you feel a pulse in your mind. You feel the unearthly lust for everything that you possess. The demon lusts to have you do that to him. Or it, whatever.
I'm just gonna mark an armor and mark an HP.
Okay.
I got 1
that went
HP I can
fast.
heal
Holy
as
shit.
I'm
Baguette.
turning it over to y'all.
Baguette, how much HP do you have, Mark?
2 out of 7. I'm good for now.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
What is your, from Samlin's perspective, what does your hope look like?
I'm drained, personally. But I have ways to...
Well, I mean, like,
Things are coming up.
counter, like, just another option is, like, if you think it'd be worth it to half damage again instead of having an HP.
Oh, wait, hold on, I forgot. Hold on. I didn't think of that. It was 19 damage, right? 19 damage, so half, 8... No, 9.
Sure.
Yeah. 9...
1 armor slot and you'll be okay.
Yeah. I don't mark GHP, just the
Okay.
armor.
Just, y'all keep in mind that, or Tuglow, keep in mind that you got more than just HP, You can
What you mean?
you can clear a stress, give an HP, or give a hope with your heal.
Oh, yeah.
But since I have no hopes left, I cannot continue upkeeping my armor build.
Okay.
But that's okay though. I have
it's
ways
y'all's
around
turn.
that.
So you can mark a stress to reactivate them if you want to. Thing is, now if you get attacked
Which I-
twice, you will The second one, you won't be able to use them, basically.
That's why I'm gonna reach into my bag. So I'm gonna mark a stress to reactivate it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna reach into my bag and take out a Vark leaf, which I have one of, and eat it.
Okay.
Real quick.
You reach in your
to gain
pouch and you
2
shove this leaf in your metal mouth and start grinding it, and you feel a little bit more uplifted. It's almost
Yes,
like a Nicorette, like chewing tobacco or something.
Yep.
All right. What about you, Tug? You want to do something?
Man, so who all is in the throne room right now?
At this point, I mean, it hasn't really been that long, but people are starting to clear away from y'all. Samlin was kind of like helping direct people back, but he's kind of like turned back to you guys now. There are still people within. I mean,
Are there people within very close range of the big guy?
very close.
Yes.
Me. That's the.
And I would say one guard who would come up to approach.
Okay, yeah, I'll just leave it be then. I'll wait a little bit longer.
Okay.
I'll use my scepter on the big fella.
Aye, big fella. Do it. What you got?
I'm looking to see if there's anything I can do to help myself. 15 with fear, and I'm pretty sure that doesn't hit.
15 with fear does not hit. Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me. You pale in comparison. Whenever a character fails a roll within close distance of the demon of hubris, they mark a stress. As you hear a voice creep into your mind, taunting you.
Okay, fair.
Um,
As would you rather me give you a HP or a hope?
You don't have to do anything right now if you don't want to.
Oh, I'm just asking him.
I want to attack. Oh, sorry. What?
Like,
For
would
now,
you rather give
unclear.
me?
Rose possessed.
Would you rather me
Unclear,
give you
man.
a? Okay, okay. Gotcha.
I am, since you failed and it was with fear, right? I'm gonna go ahead and go. The demon of wrath is going to strike at that same night again.
Hey man, you're doing a great job being a meat shield, bro.
Right.
Feel free to attack back when you want.
It's 8, 16, 20, 21. Cool. Or he just takes a minor wound.
Damn, that night's kind of sturdy.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, okay. That one knight is looking fairly hurt. He's gonna strike back. A 19, that hits. And a wrath. Cool. He's going to do 5. Not do a lot of damage. 2 d10s. 38. Not 33 and 8. 11 plus
5 is 16.
16. For Demon of Wrath. Minor. Takes 1 hit. Doesn't seem to really hurt him that much. We'll see if they hit. 16 doesn't hit. As another one runs up, and another one runs up. Like 3 of the guards have swarmed the Demon of Wrath, and 1 is over on the Demon of Hubris by Az. The other ones come up and they're not able to they're poking it, but it's not really doing a lot of damage. The Demon of Wrath is gone. The Demon of Hubris will go again. No. Demon of Nuts. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Root of Villainy. So I'm gonna spend a fear to let the other two go again. Or let the one go again and the other one go. So the Demon of Wrath is going to do back to the Stag Knight again. 3 doesn't hit as the knight kind of like parries the blow off with his big shield that he has. And then the Demon of Jealousy is going to attack Tuglow with a natural 20. Jesus Christ. Okay, so that is 39 damage plus fuck. 39, 49, 58. Fuck. Tuglow.
What's up, baby?
You get brain blasted for 63 points of damage.
Do I?
Do you? Shield.
Arcane deflection.
Yes.
Badass.
Badass. So
I will spend a hope
nice.
to completely negate that attack.
Then
So the Demon
fucking
of
power
Jealousy
play.
lets out this horrible screech, and it like makes you think back to the bridge, and you just instinctually, especially because it tried to get you with it earlier, you throw your hand up as a barrier comes, and you see nothing, and then you see just a manifestation of like, I don't know, bad energy. I don't know how else to say, like.
Yeah.
Smash into the shield with a huge force. It actually shatters the shield, but you are unhurt.
Damn, that's fucking sick, dude.
It's back to
Hell
y'all
yeah.
now.
As you got it, take it away.
yes, sir.
Stab him
I
in the
am gonna
butt.
take off
Stab him in the
flying
butt. Okay.
about twice as high as the demon is.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use strategic approach and do a fucking hero landing with the spear. I figured that I speared him from the bottom to the top, so now I want to go from the top to the bottom.
You can certainly try. Do you roll as you push off the ground and flop in the air?
And then come down with the spear.
Right. Roll. What you got?
Hold on.
12 with fear. Look, you're not supposed to just keep
I'm gonna make
click and
the
roll until you
attack.
get a good one.
I'm gonna choose to make the attack with advantage.
Or flying. Is that what it is?
No, for my attack for me going down on him with my spear. That's my strategic approach.
Strategic approach is what gives you advantage, is what I was asking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. I'm not looking at it.
And
I'm just
so
making sure stuff stays in line. So you got advantage. Don't you get like a D12 from flying?
He gets a nat 20 just because.
Yeah. Wait, did you roll to attack yet?
no. I was waiting for y'all to be done making fun of my moves.
Bruh,
No,
nobody's making
I
fun of
did-
your shit.
I
Come on.
17 with fear anyway, so I don't. I land.
You come down, and as you're coming down, the demon of hubris looks up and just kind of like, in a weird, unnatural way, just kind of slips to the side, and just you come down into actually embedding into the stone floor of the chamber.
Unfortunate.
And he like turns and looks at you, and he's like, "You'll have to do better than that." And oh, y'all can still go.
As you have a retaliating attack.
I could, but if you have something guaranteed,
I ain't got fuck all, brother. I got this little back scratcher that I can throw at him and pray it hits.
Scratch his back.
Aye.
Oh, hey, Samlin can. Oh, Jesus, Samlin like runs in and hits something too. Hold up. Samlin will run in. He approaches within range to where he can hit, but not immediately up on him. Samlin's gonna do a 12, 13 plus 13. It's 5. It's 18. That does not hit.
You got a rally die if you want to use it.
Not this time.
Alright.
Assailant comes in and attempts to he draws some of the stones where Az had shattered the floor and attempts to attack the demon, but it doesn't do much. What's up? Who else?
Oh,
Demon's gonna
I didn't know. Huh?
I said the demon's gonna go if you're not gonna do anything, Tuglow.
Nah. I'm rolling the scepter right now.
Yep, go in. You
Chill
go in
out.
and do your little scepter, buddy. Oh my god, you so lame.
no, you crit it.
Yeah. Well, hey, you want me to just straight up say it now?
No,
Hey, I crit.
Hey,
I crit.
No, I was saying you lame
clear
for going.
stress,
Crit.
mark of hope.
Oh yeah, clear stress mark of hope. Thank you.
And then basically roll normal and then add, what is it, d6s? So 3d6, add 18 to whatever you get.
And since he crit, I'm gonna attack again as well.
Hold on. Let me do this.
I think we can do that, but hold on. Let him finish up.
Dude, that's massive. Okay. Alright, so. Okay. I rolled a 19. And then I re-rolled one dice.
Mm-hmm.
And it rolled a 6. So I rolled a 20 for damage. Plus the 18, so 38.
Nice.
And then because I
Damn.
hit, I can do this, and I
Right,
don't
do
clear
your
shit.
So what? How much was it?
38.
38.
Yeah.
That is just at the severe. It's crazy.
I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can get one more damage.
No, I mean you inflict a severe wound. You
Oh, I did?
You're sitting there thinking, "Oh, I can't do anything. I can scratch his back." Meh, 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 meh. And Samlin's like, "Bro, attack the dude." And you're like, "He's right." And you and you actually do a big chunk of damage.
Dude, let's fucking go, man. I'm pretty sure that that's the most damage I've ever done with any attack.
As you can go if you want to.
Alright. I will capitalize on Tug's attack. And I went from bottom to top, top to bottom, and I'm gonna go sideways.
Okay. Word.
22 with fear.
It hits.
And damage is 31.
Damn.
1. Alright, so with that, you clicked. Alright, so he is looking extremely hurt. But as a result of the fear, I'm gonna take a turn now. He like calls out in this like demonic sounding language that you don't really understand, and the demon of jealousy runs towards him, and he steps to the demon of jealousy and palms its face, and you watch as the demon of jealousy is essentially, its life force is absorbed by the demon of hubris.
It's so ugly, boy.
As it shrivels and shrinks into a husk and falls to the ground and like collapses into like black powder as it hits the ground. The demon of jealousy is dead. But the demon of hubris
heals himself.
gains all that back.
All the damage we just did?
I mean, not all of it, but like, you know, he was very close to death at that point.
Heard.
Y'all kind of blitzed him in that round.
Yeah, that was fucking fire, bro.
So with that, I spent the fear to do that. And after that, he is going to look around.
Earthquake Jill, I'm hiding under the table.
He okay. He's going to let me roll again. With unnatural speed, it makes a move towards, because like people are just barely, almost everybody is out of the room at this point, because you got to understand not a lot of time has passed in all these like traded blows.
Right.
With unnatural speed, he goes towards the door, and Tuglow, as you turn and look, standing in the doorway is
Don't fucking say it.
Ifera.
You fucking bastard.
And he grabs her and like just the wake of him arriving up to that point kind of like blasts everyone else away. And he turns and he just looks to you all and he just says, "This isn't over," as he like teleports.
Man, what a bitch, bro.
And as you say that, the demon of wrath screams out and turns and smacks you. No, there are several knights around it. It is within fair reason that you guys and 4 of the king's guards could kill a demon of wrath.
Yeah.
So you and 4 of the king's elite soldiers are able to dispatch this. Unless y'all want to fight it, you're gonna kill it, you know.
I'm good to just.
It's kind of like, do we need to roll for fighting bandits? If it's
Yeah,
like
no.
if you're like have an army with you, no.
Right. Exactly.
So with the help of the King's Guard, it's not super hard. It's still, some of the knights get a little damaged. Y'all may get another 1 HP, but it's not really worth marking.
Right.
As the Demon of Hubris disappears, you have to focus in, turn to finish off the Demon of Wrath. As you do, you're left with, a pile of black dust, the corpse of one of these transformed Demons of Wrath, and just like you're kind of in shock of what has happened.
So just as I was saying, Your Highness, these kind of things
And
keep on following us.
The king is not in there.
Oh.
You get a chuckle out of a guard. He's like, Tuglow, your mom, Rhodessa, comes running in. After
Baby girl.
exactly, she comes and she's like holding your face and like she's like looking over you.
Yeah.
Like looking over, she's like, "Oh my!" Like, holy, what? I wasn't even paying that. I was trying to look, and people were starting to talk, and what was that?
Just another Thursday for us, honestly.
Typical Monday morning. And she's just kind of in disbelief and shock, and she like doesn't really know what to say. She's like, well, safe to say, I think you've been proven innocent. Maybe, hopefully. Maybe we should get home for now and wait for things to die down, and I'm assuming we'll have to come meet the king again.
Yeah.
You do make a point, but with all due respect, ma'am, this is also the perfect time to follow up, to go to the Windless, search for any documents before anyone can any proof, any documents, any artifacts that somebody would try and hide. The events just happened. It won't take long before the news reaches outer town, or I mean, inner town, but outer neighborhood. So we have a window of opportunity here to double down on this event and figure out the enemy's plan.
She's like, she kind of sits there for a moment, and she looks at you, Tuglow, and she's like, Are you sure you want to be involved in this? That looked insane. I'm worried about you.
If anything, this feels like my journey that I must follow. And I just kind of look at her and just kind of like give her that like slight signaling of, the whole Order of the Sun, like this is why I joined it. And like that's kind of like that small little signal that I'm giving her. Like whether it be like towards my armor, towards, like just something that she would kind of understand that I kind of have to do this. Like I'm going to
A secret
do this.
handshake.
You shake her balls.
What?
Oh,
That is crazy.
My OBS is stupid.
And you, as I hear you say that, and I say, but we need some kind of guarantee, some kind of vouching for, if we're gonna do this, because we are intertwining government's affairs right now, and it won't be long before, I guess, the realm takes on the inquiry, and who knows is involved. How is there a way for us to do this without being the outlaws that they thought we were?
She she kind of thinks for a second. She's like, well, the easiest thing would be to just ask for permission from the king, perhaps, or like the captain of the guard or something, maybe something along those lines. I can, as far as the king goes, I can talk to Bohemus, and he should be able to get you that clearance to go ahead and go check it out.
I'm afraid that by the time we ask for it, it's gonna be too late. Would it be okay for you to go in our stead while we take off right away for the fucking windless estate?
She's like, yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, sorry, I don't speak.
It's okay. Clink, 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 clink.
Wow, that's insane.
Okay, man, this is a little bit on the.
Anyway, we'll just move on from that joke. She's like, yeah, of course. She's like, that was what I was getting at, absolutely. And as she like turns to walk away, but then she like kind of turns back around and like looks at you, Tuglow, and she like comes in and just gives you a big hug. As she's now witnessed firsthand the stuff that you've been dealing with, but she, like, as she pulls away, she kind of gives you that assured look, and then turns around and goes to, I guess, ask for forgiveness for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Gang shit. So I guess we're heading to the Windless Manor.
You are headed that way. And we will pick up there next week.
For the sake of continuity, I will say that I grab everyone and we fly there. We just zoom.
Okay.
That's fair.
I don't know if you can carry everybody, but sure. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I can carry at least one, but Samley's is just too small to count as.
Samuel's not that small.
Compared to me, he's a dwarf. He's like an infant, little child.
He's like comes up to your.
Yes, he is.
No, he like comes up to your.
He's cute.
Like hip,
and I tap
a
his
little
head
over your hip. Yeah. That's still like a creature, though. But anyway, sure. But we'll just pick up there next week.